Oh god, I just realized my music wasn't up.
I counted down and you started like
typing.
typing.
I thought it was up
Oh,
already.
my baby.
Okay, it's up. Welcome everyone to Armada's Guild, where every single episode something fucks up and you guys witness it.
Most of the time,
works fine.
Most of the time, it's us fucking up and hurting our friends with spells like Eldritch Blast.
The Warlock button.
It's
The Warlock button. My Warlock button's broken. I'm not using that anymore.
So, I can't think of any announcements. Does anyone have an announcement they want to make? Nope.
Thus far.
If anybody happens to be going to GDC next week, 2 of us are going to be there. Come say hi.
Yay.
That's it.
Not gonna be me.
Alright, so, who wants to tell me what happened last time on our Armada's Guild?
Shoot,
Catherine almost died.
I closed all of my notes. We had a lot of
Again.
people almost die, actually. So we kept traveling after a lot of the aftermath of the tower. We kind of talked a lot about us moving forward with our new elf, definitely not siren friend.
Definitely not Harpy friend.
Definitely not Harpy friend, Melody.
She's in Eoshi, thank you.
Eoshi, clearly, yeah. We finally started to catch on to what was going on there.
Specifically because of her father's spellbook is why we had some clues from that, because her father, being a wizard or bard of some kind, had a sculpt feature spell in his spellbook. Unfortunately, none of us are wizards, so these spellbooks are just going to waste for the most part. But there's a lot of cool spells in it, apparently.
I really want to be able to copy them.
Yeah.
And then Cal was talking to some people, kind of pissed some people off, like usual, you know. But he decided to go off on his own. He wanted to go get lost. So he went off from the rest of the group, took a different path while the rest of us continued on our way. And then at the same time, both parties got ambushed. Cal got ambushed by a single orc who was the brother of the orc that he had killed, who was, you know, surrendered and demanding vengeance. And they fought, and Cal ended up letting him go. And then on our side, the rest of the group got ambushed by a giant ogre, right? 2-headed ogre? Etten, that's it.
But yes, basically.
Ogres in WoW have 2 heads, so like I couldn't remember the difference. My bad. So we get ambushed by a Etten. It swings pretty hard, knocks a couple people around, but doesn't down anybody, and we managed to beat it pretty easily after almost dying. Calf almost died. Mihi got a giant chunk of horn off of her head. I think that was it. Missing anything?
We did get a helm from the Etten. That was all it does is it turns the wearer's eyes red. So I gave it to Melody to try to teach her to be like put on an intimidating facade in case anybody tries to attack her or something. And we also found a doll that is magical on the Etten that we gave to Mihi. That it says words or phrases that are triggered by certain things you do. So like hugging the doll caused it to speak and say like a mother's voice saying like, you know, like I love you.
Good night, honey,
yeah,
I love you.
Good night, honey, I love you. Yeah, pretty much.
Something real sad.
Yeah,
And then Olympius got a chaos. This is the most important, but he got a chaos surge, so he's immune to intoxication for 11 days, but doesn't know it. And we are just on the. We can see the town of Wheatinham in the distance, so we're basically pretty close to getting there.
I should know better than to take the summary from our lore keeper.
No, it's fine. Like I just have like the extra little details just in case.
I forgot about the doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there is anything. Oh wait, Melody doesn't know that her voice can control people. That was another really important thing that we learned.
Oh yeah.
She thinks that it's just how beautiful her voice is, but Olympius has been trying to convince her that no, it's magic.
Yeah. Also, a small thing, but very important, I think, is that Olympius has figured out the age-old secret of heated seats when it comes to carts. It was a very important point last time. We're definitely just we're gonna stop adventuring and start a business of casting prestidigitation permanency spells on carts and make heated seats for everybody. It'll be great. Yeah, that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
I think that's our shortest recap ever.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it was like RP.
Yeah, RP and travel and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so. Okay. I got this the wrong playlist. Now.
Oh, that's nice. Oh.
That would have been better. Alright, so. We open up. Cal, you have finally reached the small farming village of Wheatinham. You see, on your way in town, you see a lot of people working. And I say a lot of people, it's not like, it's definitely much smaller than, like, Mothier, for sure. This is actually even smaller than Windsor's Landing.
Oh.
Whereas Windsor's Landing probably had around 500 people, this maybe has only around 200. Most people look up, kind of like, acknowledge your existence and go back to work. Some people look at you and actively avoid you, but not a lot.
Mr. DM, has Cal and also our group, have we had a long rest before getting...
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we have.
I think he was gonna be reaching the town like a day before us.
I get there
Yeah.
before
He's
you.
ready for you.
Yep. Then while Cal's doing stuff, I can prepare my spells for the day.
So with that, I get to do...
So I'm just walking into town and
Oh, map. Ooh.
Oh. Oh
You're
man.
coming from the northern section.
Northern.
like up here.
From the northern road.
Okay.
I can't.
I said northern, it's not like going up, it's like coming from the...
Bait
from
and tackles.
town and coming down.
Oh, so this place is like surrounded by fields.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm walking north, or I'm coming south.
You're coming from the east you're coming from east into the west. Like you're gonna be passing up above Burke's Butchery
Okay.
when you get into the actual town proper.
Once I get into town, I'll look around for the tavern.
Alright. Can you make me an investigation?
They have a vet.
That's gonna be a 7, I think. Sorry, I didn't roll an actual investigation. Yeah, it's a 7.
Yeah. I mean, it takes you a little longer than normal. Most people seem like too busy, really. But you kind of walk into one of the stores and they tell you that the tavern is, or like where it is. They direct you to the Pigpen Tavern. And, coming from, a place where you raise horses and stuff like that, you're like, oh, okay, whatever, it's a small town, I get it. And then as you get closer and closer, you can smell the pig trough as you get closer and closer to the tavern. As you get to the entrance, you see what looks like, it's not a gigantic one, but a pretty decently sized pig pen with pigs kind of like, laying in the mud or like walking around or kind of
Inside or outside the tavern?
outside the tavern.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Like right outside.
No, we keep it filthy. It sets the mood.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the pigs are cleaner than most adventurers.
I'll go into the tavern.
You're actually not wrong, probably.
I'm not.
Did you go in?
I'll go in and sit down at the bar.
Alright, so as you walk in, it seems pretty bare bones. Seems to be maybe like 4 or 5 tables, a small bar at the end, and it looks like to be maybe a couple doors for guests. At the bar, you see this not elderly, probably maybe around her like mid-50s, maybe mid to late 50s. at the bar. She's definitely wrinkling, has gray hair in a bun. She has a kind of like a handkerchief over top, and she's wearing what looks like to be kind of like what like a handmaiden apron on. As she sees you come in, she's like, welcome to the Big Pen Tavern. What can I get for you, stranger?
What time of day is it?
I'd say it's about like midday.
Midday. A bite to eat right now would be nice.
Oh, well, yes. What would you like?
Some soup.
Right. I'll get you the special soup. Please sit down wherever you wish.
I'll just take a seat
See
at
if
the
she
bar.
goes into the back.
If it's possible to sit at the bar with like a view of the door coming in, that's where I would sit.
Yeah, there's you kind of have to move one of the chairs a little bit to get around the corner, but other than that, yeah, it's within somewhat comfortable seating position.
Anybody else in the tavern, or is it just me and the barkeep?
Right now it seems mostly just be you and the barkeep. Getting a closer look at the chairs, they look like old. They look like you know those like when like the fabric on top of chairs like it's old and it starts to kind of like split a little bit and you can see the padding underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like what it looks like.
The place has got some wear and tear.
Exactly. After a few moments, she comes back out with your soup, and she's like, "Here you go, the Big Pen soup." And you look, as you look at it, it looks like the broth is like a dark brown, and there seems to be vegetables inside. There seems to be like what looks to be chopped up and cooked pork.
How much for a room tonight, ma'am?
Oh, a room? Well, let's see. I would say probably about maybe 10 copper pieces of silver. I know sometimes people have more copper than silver, but...
This is for out of game. Are they getting here tomorrow, or are they getting here later today?
They'll be getting there tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, if I can get a room, please.
Yes, that
For
would
the
be...
night.
That'll be 10 copper, like I said.
I'll give her 15 copper for the food and the room.
Oh, why, thank you so much. What brings you into town?
Just passing through, ma'am.
Ah, that's fair. Where were you coming from?
Windsor's Landing.
You're very far from home.
Just put one foot in front of the other and you'll get somewhere, I guess.
That's fair. That's what my son used to say. He say all the time.
Used to say?
Oh, he doesn't live in town anymore. He left for the big city years ago.
Morthia?
No, he left for Base Mount. Much closer.
What does he do in Base Mount?
Well, I don't know anymore. He hasn't really talked to me much. He hasn't come to visit, and I haven't received a letter ever since his son was born, so he's probably just busy.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's fine. You know, a man's gotta make their way on their own.
Well, ma'am, I'm heading to Base Mount with my friends. We work at a traveling merchant. If you give me his name and it just so happens that we run into him, I'll let him know, if you'd like.
Oh, that would be magnificent. His name is Cordrin.
Cordrin?
Cordrin, yes. But I don't know, so see, Basement's a big city. Much bigger than here, at least.
It's not me with the notifications. I have streamer mode on.
Might be
And
Adam.
I don't usually mute my notifications. Like, they go off all the time during normal play.
Huh. We can hear him for some reason.
One second.
Ow.
Oh, rip.
Oh,
He's gone.
the cameras got real messy for a second.
Yeah, no, my Discord crashed.
Oh.
Oh.
It heard us talking about your notifications.
No, like, I hit unmute and I was like, I'm done.
Seems to be gone now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so it is mine then. That's weird. It's never done this before.
I wonder if the stream can hear it.
I would imagine so, because if we could hear it.
I imagine it. Alright, there. Now I've muted everybody, so...
Yeah, that's good. Quadrant, he lives in Basemount.
Yes.
And what's your name, man?
Oh, mine's, Cordelia.
Redalia?
Cordelia.
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 Danya.
Cordania.
That's not what I heard.
Cordelia. No, it's Cordelia. Cordelia. No.
Cordelia. Nice to meet you, Cora Lily. No, Cordelia. Nice to meet you, Carol.
This is my interaction with Starbucks employees. Holly? It's Colleen. Holly? Colleen. Holly?
Art mimics life.
They never spell my name right either. They'll get like the gist of it, but it's always spelled wrong.
Now, how long do you plan on staying in Wheatinham?
I actually don't know. Probably a day or two, ma'am. I went ahead of my friends, and I'll be spending the night waiting for them.
Ah, well, if you ever need anything from the store, want to go to Jorgen's General over there, a few blocks away.
Nope.
Oh, it's back.
I DM'd him. Whoopsies. Note to self. We'll all know when you do it this time. We all do it during the game. Now we'll all know.
I don't know why it's like now it's doing it as opposed to before.
Did it update?
Anyway.
I don't know, we'll figure it out.
No one message Adam.
Yep.
I'm just. Is there a way to like
Colleen, you're muted right now.
mute every single thing?
Yeah, go to notifications.
So I can hear you.
Settings.
And we are having a technical difficulty today.
Yeah, this is a heavy day.
Anyway, I wasn't muted.
Well,
Came back. Now.
Weird.
to us,
Like
you
I said, server thing. Anyway, if you go to user settings, if you go to notifications, there's a way to mute all of them. Yeah. So all you have to do is click on
Sounds?
I figured it out.
sound under sounds. I think it's just uncheck like everything.
I did. I went to notifications.
Cool.
Enable desktop notifications.
Alright.
Enable unread message badge off. Enable taskbar flashing off.
Well, under sounds you'll still get like a ping if you don't do the sounds one.
There's no sound section.
Scroll down.
I did.
There's what?
Voice and video overlay.
It's not working. I just DM'd you 4 times and didn't hear
Oh,
anything.
okay.
So.
Oh, I guess it'll take it away if you uncheck the other ones.
We're good.
Cool.
We're semi-professional.
Yeah, we're getting there. After like season 1, it'll be fine.
How many episodes is season 1?
You are putting a lot of confidence and faith in us.
We're just gonna make it always season 1, so we can always be like, oh yeah, it's season 2.
Season 2. I mean, technically we are in session 13, and most seasons are like 12 episodes, so.
Shut up.
It'll be season 2 when we figured out all our technical difficulties.
I might. 1 second. I hate.
Oh, well, we can deal with it later.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway.
Nobody type anything.
Facebook message Adam.
My companions are a turtle, another tiefling, a human girl, and a Yonti.
You just said don't type!
No, it's me. I don't know why.
Oh.
And if I go to fix it, the cameras are gonna get mixed up.
I should have fixed it now.
1 second.
So anyway, we need something to plug during these seconds. What do we plug?
Welcome to Armada's.
We have no sponsors.
Yeah.
Plug something you're doing and that you care about.
Alrighty, we'll see if this fixes it.
I just sent you something, so.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Hey-o.
Hey.
I don't know.
Cautiously
normally
optimistic?
Yeah, it's not. It's stopped now. What was I gonna say?
Alright.
If you see them or hear anything about them, let me know.
Will do.
Is it? What goes on here?
Oh, not much. We're just a humble farming village.
I understand that Windsor's Landing is much the same. Have people gone missing from here recently?
I mean, a couple of people went missing, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. We haven't heard anything from them, but...
How long have we been on the road?
No, because I can't remember their names.
These are the people
Yeah.
that she's mentioning are the ones that we found in the cultist place.
I figured, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Like, have we been on the road for like 3 days? 4 days? Something like that?
I
Also,
can
we're
tell
not
you.
there.
For 8 days.
Oh, 8 days. So,
Yeah.
3 weeks ago would be enough time to get there and then for us to get there. Yeah, that checks out.
Also, we're not there.
I'm just doing mental math myself.
My companions and I met some people from here that are in Morthia that had been taken against their will, and I wanted to let who's ever in charge know that they're okay. Who would I see about doing that?
Oh, well, you'd probably want to see, the... Okay, this is Adam. I have no idea what this person we call, because it's not like a mayor or anything.
Like a sheriff?
A sheriff, a judge? I don't know.
They don't really
Constable?
have, like, they wouldn't even have, they don't, like, it's so small, they don't even really have, like, a guard. So, like, maybe a few
They just have
people
vigilantes.
I mean, if it's a town, they probably have
Constable
like.
is right! It's a peace officer with an unlimited policing authority, typically in a small town.
That checks out.
Yeah, I'm smart.
You don't want to go talk to you want to go talk to Constable Jordan. Not Jorgen. They're two different people. No, Jordan.
Where's his office located at?
Oh, well, he doesn't really have an office, really. He has his house. It's over on the outskirts of town. Maybe a few houses down from the temple.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
If you need anything, just let me know.
And then I'll finish my soup and I would go talk to Constable Jordan.
Alright. So after you finish eating, it's pretty decent, you know. It's like almost as good as home cooking, but not quite. It's maybe a little too much salt, honestly.
Okay.
So you finish it up, and you get up and you start walking. This part of town right now doesn't seem to have a lot of good things going on, though you kind of gather that it's probably because it's in the middle of the day. There's a lot of people working out in the fields right now. So as you go around to the constables, what is your passive perception?
12?
12. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Because I'm good at these. It didn't count the roll.
No.
That's
Oh,
better.
that's good though.
Alright.
Nice.
That's
Only
alright.
one.
That's a 21, yep.
You so as you're getting close to the corner, you hear like someone talking, and instinctively you kind of slow down a little bit to kind of overhear, see what's going on, and you hear someone go, "Please, I know it's difficult to stay inside during the day, but you know what happened last time. You have to stay inside." Okay, and you hear a door shut, and you hear footsteps walking away from you. You round the corner and you see a man walk past this big building, across the street, and into this little house.
I want to walk up to the house where he came from, and divine sense. Fey,
Alright.
fiend, undead, 60 feet.
So as you get close and you start activating divine sense, you don't feel anything like that. You don't feel like undead, fiend, celestial, any of that stuff. I forgot a little bit.
And then I would just kind of take a mental note of where I'm at. And also mental note for when everybody gets here tomorrow if I make it that long. And then I would go to the constable, continue on my way.
So you walk up to the constable's. I mean, it's like a house. It's like not like an office. It's
Yeah.
like just a house. You can actually like see in the window. What looks like we have like the same man that you saw walking away from that building. Looks like he's chopping up some vegetables at the counter. Turns around, looks outside, and goes, "Oh!" He walks over to the door and he opens it. Getting a better look at him now that he's like right in front of you. He seems like actually kind of young. Maybe like his early 30s. With kind of like a goatee beard, kind of like short tousled hair, freckles with blue eyes, brown hair. He goes, "What can I do for you, stranger?"
Constable Jordan,
"Well, yes, I am. And what's your name?"
Calzarel, and I'll extend my hand.
"Ah, pleasure to meet you." And he puts his hand out. And he's got a pretty, like, decently sized hand.
I recently came from Wolthia, and I'd met, oh, did he, like,
You
hang
shake
on
his
to the
hand,
handshake? Yeah, I said I shook his hand.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I
Sorry.
just heard I just said that. I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I'll shake his hand. My name's Calzarel. I'm recently traveling from Wolthia, and I met, two people who said they'd been kidnapped here from Wheatinham. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names.
Are they safe?
Yes, they're safe, and I spoke with Corellia. Is that Miss Corellia at the Pigpen Tavern? She said that 2 people had gone missing, and that you were the authority. So I figured I would tell you. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, or else I would give them to you.
No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, if they're who I think they are, then it's good to hear that they're safe. But you said you saw 2 people. Not
3. Their father was deceased.
Ah, that's quite a shame. He was a good man, but at least the rest of them are still alive. That's good to hear. Do you know if they'll be coming back or if they'll be staying in Wolfia?
My companions and I left Wolthia in a hurry. We handed them off to the guards there, and that was the last we saw of them.
All right. Well, are you just passing through, or
I will be here for at least 2 days. My companions get here tomorrow. Why? Do you have some work?
Oh, I mean, there's always work to be done around the farms if you're ever looking for, something.
I understand that.
Or a little extra coin.
If you don't mind me asking, I overheard your conversation at that house, and I'll like gesture with my head towards the house. If you don't mind me asking, is everything alright?
Oh, yes, everything's fine. It's just one of our residents has fallen ill, and they're a stubborn person. They like to go out and work the fields, and so we just want to make sure that they're taken care of. Last time they came out when they weren't supposed to, they caught pneumonia and got even sicker than the common cold they had before. So every once in a while when they're sick, I have to kind of walk in and make sure that they're taking care of themselves and not just trying to leave and go do work.
I'll tap my the brooch that is my holy symbol. Sir, you told them to only come out at night. If it's none of my business, it's none of my business, and I would rather you say that than lie to me.
You've caught me in my lies. Alright. Well, it's one of our citizens. It's nothing malicious, I assure you. But it's sort of an agreement that they and I have. They don't look like a normal person, if you catch my drift.
I mean,
so
I don't look like a normal person either.
I mean, that's very fair, but they look even... Well, I don't want to say it like that, because that comes across as rude.
They were
but
injured,
it's a
and
lot.
they're
People are a lot
sick.
less understanding of this person, so...
Well, my good heart wouldn't let me ignore that. I'm staying at the Pigpen Tavern. Me and my companions are. If you have any further questions, they're a little bit more observant than I am with these things, and they might be able to answer more of your concerns for these people. They should be here tomorrow afternoon around this time.
Well then, I'll make sure that around this time I'll go to the Pigpen Tavern. It's usually where, passers-by end up anyway, so I'll probably see them there. We'll discuss a few things regarding people, if they're coming back or not, so...
Good day to you, Constable, and I'll take my leave.
You too.
I do kind of want to stop at the house, though.
Alright, so yeah, shuts the door after you're gone. And you make your way over to the house.
Are the windows... Are the windows covered?
Yeah, they're covered. They actually have, they're not covered with just, curtains. They're actually, from the inside, boarded.
Levine, give me patience, and I'll head back to the tavern.
Oh, God.
And
Alright, so are you just gonna be sticking around the rest of the day, or?
Yeah, I'm bored, but I'll wait for everybody else to get here.
Alright. Your room is pretty small. It's definitely enough room for one person, and that's really it.
I'm gonna log.
There's not even a lot of. There's not even like a chest.
Is there a lock on the door?
Kind of. It's not like a lock with lock and key. It's kind of like one of those.
Like a deadbolt? Or a chain?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
It's like the. It's not like a chain. It's like the solid piece of.
Yeah, a deadbolt.
Yeah.
Is there a chair in the room I can jam underneath the door?
No, it's basically the bed, and that's really it. It's really small.
I'll move the bed up against the door and deadbolt the door shut. and sleep
Alright.
with my sword. Now I'm nervous there's a werewolf or something running around this place. Cultists. Here by myself. Should have thought this through. Won't tell them
Get that on a
that,
Cal.
but
Get that on a Cal shirt.
yeah.
So the rest of you, can someone roll me a d12, please?
Not me. I mean, it happened last time.
I'll do it.
Fill up my
Not
water bottle.
it.
That's a 5.
Alright. Your day is it's a pretty nice day, actually. I just realized that was in summer, not autumn like it was supposed to be. Yeah, it's still a nice day. That's a pretty warm autumn day. The skies are clear. There's like a small breeze, but nothing too bad.
Oh, this is nice. I wonder how Cal's doing. Oh, well, yeet
Yeet! Yeet, yeet, indeed. Fall's my favorite time of year.
Well, it is most wonderful, though I am most partial to summer.
It's okay, that sounds like a wrong opinion.
Wow, he went from 0 to 60 real fast.
Sorry, that was...
that's kind of strange. I thought that meant he would be opposed to burns.
Gosh, dang it, Will.
How long have you been waiting to use that
I
one?
just thought of it, actually.
Damn, I'm impressed. No, that was me bleeding through. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was all me. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue. Whew. Oh my.
I'm a winter person, personally.
Aren't you cold-blooded?
Yes, I was about to say that.
I mean, as you've seen, he can make seats nice and warm. I don't think Olivia's would get too cold.
I also have lived in a tropical environment.
Oh,
It rains there more often than not.
have you ever
Have you
seen
ever seen
snow? Yes.
No.
Oh, this winter's gonna be a little rough.
Dan, true winter. And she thinks about the winters on the cliffs like, ugh.
The super fucking cold as shit winters.
Yeah, Olivia's
what season is it current? Because it is autumn.
It's
so
autumn right now.
how since
It's
the
actually gonna turn winter soon.
okay,
I'd say
Well,
probably next month it'll start being more winter.
you will be in for quite the, I would say, a treat, but maybe not for you, used to more tropical weathers, Olivius, but it is quite something. Took a while for me to get used to it as well, coming from a desert most of my life, but many years on the road, I've come quite accustomed at that point.
I guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
Snow is best absorbed from the warmth of a fire under a blanket with a good book.
That means you've never had a snowball fight then.
No, that's not true. My mother and I did snowball fights occasionally.
No, I was talking to Ms. Olivius.
Oh, sorry.
No.
It's okay.
Well, let me tell you, Olivius, we'll have a snowball fight, but please refrain from using ice knife. I see that is more than just a little snowball and hurts quite a bit from what I saw in the end.
And twinning the snowballs is unfair.
Also, any action that could allow you to surge during the snowball fight is strictly forbidden.
Okay, now you're just putting in stipulations that seemed unfair.
If you fireball the snow and we can't fight anymore, that's your own fault.
I wouldn't fireball the
I don't-
snow,
You can't control it.
as far as you know. And as far as I know.
We've had this conversation. I tried to get you to practice and you wouldn't.
Like I said, as far as I know.
So you guys have more conversations along this fuck. The word. I literally was about to say it, and my mind was
Vein.
like, hey.
Day?
That vein. Thank you.
So, yeah, we talk about and we set up whatever the rules are for the first, whatever this friend group's name is, annual snowball fight.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point. We don't have a name for ourselves. How do we
We
introduce
better
ourselves?
discuss it while Cal isn't here. That'll
Probably
teach
be
him to
something
leave on his
overly
own.
righteous.
I mean, usually some adventuring groups have names that they introduce themselves by when, you know, so when stories happen or people talk about them, it's like, oh, I've heard of them. Not just, you know, oh, you know that, like, 3 group of random people.
Well, is that something we really get to name ourselves, or is that something that other people give us?
That's a good point.
question.
Both
That's a
ways,
good point.
actually. I have heard
Huh.
tales of people who come into cities and proclaim their names brought to here. But I've also heard ones where people give them names. Sometimes those ones are not as creative or correct, but I mean, they happen.
I guess if we don't come up with a name for ourselves, somebody will give us one somewhere.
Well, I guess so, whichever comes first. Unless you have any good ideas.
Oh, I've got a couple.
It took me
stories.
it took me 3 weeks to name old Dahlia, so I wouldn't count on me too much for coming up with a name.
Vi skiers Vi.
Alright, did you just name us horse in a different language?
No, adventuring group in a different language.
I was gonna say, if you named us, that means you were getting attached to us, and that means that you like us.
Did you hear the name that I just gave?
I know.
But it was in a different language first, not common.
That's true, just like with Key.
We're getting
His
there.
original name was Horse,
And now it's Key.
which is horse.
Which is still technically horse.
Yeah, but key means that he's slightly more attached to it now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to name it Lunch if something bad happens?
No.
Literally, that being its entire name?
We're just saying maybe naming things would be the key to attachment.
This conversation is over.
A Taraski's me.
Exactly.
They're just
Oh,
so
he turns
common.
into Tarask and Baltimore's back.
Replace it with another one.
Alright, so after a good day's travel and the night, you guys wake up. And it is... There we go. Oh god! That happened suddenly! Okay then!
What?
Torrential downpour, we all die. Flash flood.
I mean, you know what? I did say it was autumn, so as the night is going, who is taking first watch?
Is anybody taking any watch but me? No. No, they will not.
I would like to take first watch, because I keep seeming to sleep through my watches. I could have sworn someone was supposed to come get me.
Grandpa, no, I'll take first watch. You should.
Oh, well,
get
we
your
can
rest.
take it together then. You can tell
Sure.
me one of your stories.
Ooh, really? I'd love that.
Oh, you've been wanting to. We've been on the road for 8 days and you haven't told a single story. I was getting
I
concerned.
have. I've been waiting, but I was wondering if maybe everybody wanted to hear it.
Well, maybe you could give me a preview, bit of a
Sure.
summary.
I can do that.
I'll do
Before
my
you do
perception
that, could you both roll me nature checks?
Yeah. Oh, nature checks? Oh.
Yeah.
Can I do survival or is it specifically nature?
Nature.
Oh, my nature's good.
Go ahead. 17 for me. Good roll. Got a 15. Plus 2.
12 for me.
Oh, wow. You do have a good nature check.
I do.
Alright. So Yeah, you pull out the book, and as you're getting prepared to like start like searching for a good like preview story to go through, Grandpa, you notice that the air is getting a little colder. It's a lot more obvious to you being reptilian in nature as well. When temperature changes like this, but you can tell it's getting colder and colder throughout the watch.
I'll start building up the fire a little bit more, and kind of look over to Mihi and say, I think possibly a storm coming through, or getting a little bit closer to that bad weather we spoke about with Oliphius. Might want to bundle up a little bit.
I'm not sure what you mean. It feels fine.
Now, when you say fine, like, where is that at? Because it's feeling a little bit chilly.
Well, my specific infernal heritage is descended from a line of ice devils, so it's potentially that I don't feel it as much.
Yeah, I think that would do it. But for people like me and Oliphius, it's colder a lot quicker. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna put more sticks onto the fire, start poking at it with my staff.
Mihi sits very far away from the fire, in general.
Oh, yes, I mean, I can't do too much to guard the fire. I could put, like, my pack a little bit in front of it to block it from you a little bit if you would like.
That is not necessary. I'll just sit over here. I'm my usual, far away.
Well, if that's what you need to do, that is perfectly fine. How about that story?
Right. Let me see. Which one do I think would be good? What if I told you about Arcadia, the Queen of Ashes?
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
She'll pull open the book, flip to the page. Arcadia was once a woman of simple beginnings, living out her days in the middle of the woods in a tiny cabin with her father, a good huntsman in his own right. He often traveled deep into the woods, leaving the motherless girl alone for days at a time with one simple order: never to open the door. However, Arcadia was a curious creature and didn't always follow the rules.
No, Arcadia, no!
One day, from the window, she spotted a charming young woman with beautiful features and a basket of flowers at her side. The
Take
woman
that
knocked
from
once,
the door!
then twice, then finally a third time. When Arcadia did not answer, the woman with a smile turned and left. On the second day, she came with a small rabbit, knocking in the same manner. This time, Arcadia leaned her head out of the window as the woman left.
No, don't go towards that door!
Can we change the background music? That's not fitting for this story. Where was I? Finally, on the third day, with her father still nowhere in sight, she gave in when the woman returned. The beautiful woman, without a word, offered her an ornate golden choker. When Arcadia accepted it and placed it upon her neck, the world went black. It wasn't for hours or days, perhaps weeks before Arcadia awoke. She sat outside her burning cabin, only now hearing the screaming of her father inside. She rushed into the door, the woods ablaze with fire, yet her hands never burned. When she finally forced the door open, her father's charred remains laid at her feet. She cried, sobbing, cackles and crackles of black energy spiraling from her body, but there was no saving her father. It was then that the pain took hold, that the ashes of her father began shifting under her hands, absorbing into her skin, and all at once she could feel the changes ravaging her body. Arcadia was now cursed. It was after all this time that the Queen of Ash realized to keep her powers and her newfound aged beauty intact, she would have to absorb the ashes of men, women, and children that she burned with her own power to retain the gifts that the choker bestowed upon her. Thus the Queen of Ash rose to power, as it came naturally as she burned villages to the ground with new powers that grew stronger each time she killed. Soon the entire country bent knee to her and waged endless wars to offer her tribute in return for their own lives spared. And then it goes on about a hero coming and defeating her and locking her away in the Feywild somehow, but that's the basic gist of the story, and she'll shut the book.
Grandpa, mouth partially open, just says, that was a lovely story, Mihi. Thank you for sharing it with me. I'm sure the others would enjoy hearing the rest as well.
Do you think?
I think they would be very interested.
I like this one myself. It's a little different reading it nowadays, but
Why is that?
it's a little similar to past experience.
Ah, yes. Now, is that... You say your magic comes from your stories. Is this one of them?
I don't know if you've ever seen it in battle, but occasionally when I read this story, Arcadia's choker will actually appear around the person's neck, and ash will swirl around them, and it lets me do slightly more damage to them. It kind of spikes into their mind as I do other things.
No, I don't believe I've seen that one.
It's Hex. You've seen it before.
Oh, I thought Hex made Grimm's eye appear on people.
That's Hexblade's curse.
Oh my god, every time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're not good about like delineating between different flavor things. So they're like Hex or Hex.
Yeah.
You pick. Yeah. So Hex is the Arcadia's choker, and then Hexblade's curse is Grimm's eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I figured since one comes from actual magic and one is like from the class itself, and Grimm is like the class, and blah.
Okay.
So yeah, you have seen it before.
Gotcha.
It's one of my most common ones. I don't know why, but just reading stories from Grimm every single time just calms me down.
Well, I mean, that is always good. Maybe you should read a few more stories. Might help you. I know you're not going to like to hear this, but it might help you get to sleep.
Oh no, I would love to get to sleep, believe me.
Yes, you've been up for... He looks at his hand. There aren't any watches. About 12 days now. I think we've been on the road for 8. We were in Multhir for 5? Question mark.
Yeah, you were there about 5.
Well, it started the night after we ambushed those people in the warehouse. After we found out how crazy the cult was. Just haven't been able to sleep since then.
Yes, they are quite the group. I do hope we've seen the last of them.
With Jenkins still out there, I do not think so, but we can hope.
That does raise a question. Do you think he'd have a bit of a grudge to us?
Very likely. Always in stories, it is some heroes who stop a villain, and not having defeated them all the way, villain seeks their revenge and wreaks horrible vengeance upon the heroes.
Well, I'm glad that in your story, at least, that we are, in fact, the heroes. That's comforting.
I think that is the whole point, really. Would we want to be anything but the heroes?
I don't know. I've always just, I guess, figured myself as not if we go with the story terminology, not exactly a main character, but one of the side characters.
Then maybe it is your time to step into the spotlight.
Well, it sure has been feeling that way with the rest of you, that's for sure.
I think the world will remember you, Grandpa.
We'll see. Maybe.
And when you say those words, Will, you notice a small snowflake.
Oh!
Right in front of you. And cast itself into the fire.
I'll have to tell Oliphius. Alright, do you need me to do a perception check for the night as well?
Yeah, you both do a perception check.
Yes, sir.
18.
Nice. 9. Thank goodness you're here. 9.
Kind of having these conversation throughout the watch. Grandpa, you start to notice as off in the distance you see snow coming closer and closer to you, coming from the west.
And Wheatinham from us is just to the south, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty straight shot.
Yeah, to the southwest, I'd say.
Okay.
By a little bit, just by a little bit.
Yeah. Now, with my nature check from before, does it seem early for snow, or does this, feel like a normal time?
I mean, it's getting there. Like I said before, it's getting close to winter, so.
Gotcha.
Getting snow during autumn is not too.
Yeah.
Weird.
So if we go by Colorado time, then this is probably like right around Halloween.
Approximately, I guess.
I don't know. If it was this year, it'd be August.
Oof.
Yeah. So, that's the end of the first watch.
And I'm gonna
You
go.
taking second watch with Mihi, or is Mihi only taking second and third watch by herself?
I tried to sleep, Grandpa. It's no good.
Oh, that's fine. You just, you no need to take another watch. You can relax and read. Close your eyes.
It is fine. I can take the watch. Don't wake anybody else up.
In fact, you could even, so Grim, since he can talk, you can close your eyes and sleep, and he can read the stories to you. Isn't that right?
I suppose I've never asked him to read himself before. I'm not even sure that he could.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure he could. I mean, I hear that most children get read to sleep by their parents.
My mother used to read me stories out of Grimm when I was little.
Oh, there you go.
But Grimm himself has never read a story to me. Can you do that? I'm gonna ask the book. I'm asking my book. Can Grimm read stories to me?
I mean, I've never tried before.
Do you know what kind of stories are inside of you?
During this discussion, I'm gonna go wake up Oliphius. Got it.
He's just sitting there talking to her book. One-sided talking to her book.
If I focus really hard, maybe.
That feels like trying to manually breathe or manually make your heart beat. It is just a part of you.
I think I have one. But I only remember the first bit.
Go ahead. Is this a story I have heard before?
Perhaps. No. You have not. I only remember a sentence.
Let me hear it.
Deep down, in the dark reaches of the Feywild, there once was a Fey of golden skin and platinum hair. That is all I remember.
That sounds very interesting. Would you do me a favor?
Yes.
Would you keep thinking about that story? And if you ever remember any more of it, would you tell it to me?
Of course, me.
Thanks.
You are my friend. I would do much for you.
Thanks. I'm gonna close the book and hug the book. Hug Grimm.
Yeah.
What a cutie.
Like you.
What a cute
So
Necronomica.
So you're awake now, right? Because Grandpa went and woke you up?
I guess. Yeah, if he's waking me up.
Also, sorry, one quick point of order. Does that sound like any story that I've ever read in Grimm before?
No.
Ooh, okay, thanks.
So
What a good idea! Thank you.
I gotta wake up Oliphius and I go, Oliphius, if you'd like to take watch, there's a bit of a surprise for you outside. Remember when we were talking?
Okay.
Yes, we were talking about snow, and now it's snowing. What are the odds? All right, watch. And I push him out.
He will stumble out and immediately just start shivering as he goes, why is it so cold?
This is snow.
Can the air get this cold?
It can, and it produces...
It's not coming down too much right now. Like, you see flakes every once in a while.
The cold has only
small,
begun.
How small are the flakes?
They're like a pretty small size. They're not like super small where I have to focus on it, but like definitely like you can still see them, but like not like they're not big flakes.
I mean, like, dictating how cold it actually is, because larger flakes are produced during, like, a warmer snow.
Oh. Well, then I guess right now they'd be bigger, I suppose.
Okay. Still, from a tropical environment to a temperate environment.
Isn't this great?
What is
Alex,
this?
Can you roll me a nature check at disadvantage? And
Absolutely.
roll me one at... I choose flat roll.
Is this not wonderful?
Is
Oh,
it
wow,
possible for the
a 14.
feeling of smugness to wake you up from sleep because right?
Actually, that 14 is a 17.
Nice. And then Miki, can you roll me another nature check?
Yes, sir.
Flat roll.
Big oof, another 9. My rolls are real bad tonight.
Yeah, right. So you're kind of like, so Miki, you're kind of like distracted with telling Lithius about like the snow coming down, and Lithius, like, your analytical mind's like, all right, what's this? Okay, so it's that. Where's it coming from? And you, as you start like kind of pinpointing where like the direction's coming from, you notice as you see more and more snow coming your way. It looks like a little farther to the south.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's coming harder and harder.
It's that, like, grayish cloak that happens when snow really starts getting heavy.
Yeah, it's coming your guys' way.
We're going to be having trouble.
Yeah, you could tell it's probably going to hit you guys within the next 3 hours.
Oliphius, I have a wonderful idea.
I tap Mihi's shoulder as I point to the gray cloak in the sky that's coming towards us.
Oh, that would mean I wouldn't have to do this idea, but we should have your first snowball fight.
I don't think now is a good time for that.
Why not? Everyone else is asleep.
We may want to get moving before the snow gets heavier.
In the middle of the night.
I don't know what's essentially coming, I guess. I'm being maybe overly cautious.
I could prepare you.
For?
What it's gonna be like in the snow.
I would rather not be hit by an eldritch blast.
You know that is not what I meant.
And you know I'm just joking.
And you should know that that is hurtful.
It hasn't been long enough that it's now funny.
Hurting my friends is not funny.
They're fine.
For now.
We've shown that we can handle ourselves at least a little bit on the road.
Anyway, I would like to do a thing, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Could I cast Ray of Frost, and is it cold enough that the leavings of Ray of Frost could make like a snow pile?
Sure.
Yes, I'm gonna do that a bunch. And then I'm gonna pick it up and scoop it into a snowball and throw it right at Oliphius' face.
Alright, roll me an attack roll. Using your dexterity. Well, yeah, you're not proficient in snowball, so just, yeah, roll.
Although I am a
Proficiency
Levestis tiefling, and therefore ice-based. Would that give me proficiency with snowball?
Improvised weapon.
Five.
5.
Already just whizzes by.
5 plus 3 is 8. If I have proficiency, it's 10.
That even then, that would hit. I have bad AC, but not that bad AC.
Yeah. So you throw the snowball really quickly, trying to catch him off guard, and like the quickness of it, like you let go too late, and he goes into the ground, maybe like a foot away from you.
I'm gonna smirk at him and be like, "That was a warning shot." I gotta flavor my misses somehow so I don't cry.
So the snow starts coming down a little harder.
Let's have a snowball fight. Let us fight with snow.
Darn, I really wish I had learned this spell.
Ice knife.
No. There is actually a spell that I was really considering called Snillick's Snowball Storm.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's amazing!
It is a 10-foot radius barrage of like 3d6 snowballs.
That's amazing.
Like 3d6 damage each.
Yeah, it's a second level spell.
It's a second level spell. I really wanted to learn it too.
You should have.
Well, now he might next level.
Yeah. You know what? Olympius is going to start like forming, or like also do the Ray of Frost and start forming and like analyzing.
Just me. He throws that snowball. Olympius will remember this.
I want to have a snowball fight.
Can I first like roll an intelligence check to like form the perfect snowball?
Sure, do
Aerodynamic.
it at disadvantage because you've never formed a snowball before.
Absolutely. Would it be a specific check or would it just be flat?
Intelligence.
Okay. Disadvantage and intelligence. That's an 18.
Oh my god.
18? With that, yeah, it's a pretty good snowball. It's actually nice and round.
But it's 22. Yeah, so I've never built a snowball, but I know geometry.
Yep.
And like he's looking at the sphere and like seeing it melt in his hands, or at least like in the fingertip area that he's holding it, he's gonna hurl it at Mihi. And would this also be disadvantage?
This would not be a disadvantage, but you don't have proficient snowball, so.
Okay, so it'd just be my dex then?
Yep, flat dex.
Yeah, also just
So you take
clap.
it, and as you
He got a 7 for chat.
throw it,
Yeah.
it's, like, it was light in your hand, but it definitely, like, it's much lighter leaving your hand, like, it leaves too quick, and it kind of goes, and, like, misses entirely. Like, it goes over Mihi's head.
For the sake of time, I say let's just roll 2 d20s between each other. Whoever gets higher wins the snowball fight, but we'll
All right,
spend the
sure,
rest of our
yeah.
rest having a
I
snowball fight.
like to think you both just missed the entire night.
Well,
6.
damn it!
6 from me here. 12
14.
from
I
Olympius.
didn't add dex, but either way, Olympius wins the snowball fight.
So you
he
guys
hangs around the fire too.
That's probably why he wins. He doesn't want to go anywhere near the fire.
So yeah, Olympius uses the advantage of not being afraid of fire to get close to it and allow it so that way the bright light of the fire kind of get into his eyes, so she can't really like discern exactly where he is, and he uses that into his advantage. Pops every once in a while, boom, throws one, misses most of the time, but like kind of knocks her up like once maybe in the shoulder, like once in like the
What is Mihi's AC?
14.
Yeah! I would hit her anyways!
I cast shield.
Alright. The moment you cast shield, I do Ray of Frost.
Oh my god.
Our snowball fight turns into a full-on duel, just beating the shit out of each other.
Full-on arms escalation.
Fine then, I cast Armor of Agathis. I'm immune to your frost damage. Haha!
So
Alright, in that case, I cast...
Oh my god.
Okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
So as you guys are
Chaos Bolt!
to continue this snowball fight,
Jesus.
the snow starts coming down heavier and heavier.
He's laughing the whole time.
Yeah, laughing, not really realizing until eventually you guys take a break, warm from running around, especially Olympius being close to the fire. You guys look around and you see as snow is like now legitimately like piled all over the ground. Piled on the ground. It's actually piling on top of the cart now, like over the cover. And you hear like a wind starting to go as the wind starts blowing in a more diagonal way instead of just flat down.
Should we maybe wake them up?
We're already most of the way through the night. I think it'd be better to get some extra blankets from the cart if Grandpa has any, and let them sleep and get started early. Particularly with light, we'll need it to navigate. But what did you think of your first snowball fight?
I think I prefer being around the fire.
Oh, I had fun.
Oh no, I'm not saying I didn't have fun. I'm just saying this temperature is awful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna go look and see if there's any blankets.
Yeah, I'll go and see if there's any extra blankets.
There were probably not extra blankets. Grandpa carried stuff just for himself, and we didn't purchase more, so...
Oliphius is gonna be eyeing a scroll
There's
that
probably
he has.
there's probably like one other extra blanket that he would put over like Old Dolly or something, but yeah, there wouldn't be that much.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'll cast Mold Earth and form a nice little area around everyone. Like a earthen igloo, essentially.
Neat.
It'll take time.
How much earth can you move with that?
5 feet at a time.
And I thought everyone was sleeping were people sleeping in the tent, or are they sleeping on, like, on...
I thought we all had... I have a tent. I don't know what they have.
I sleep in the covered cart. I don't have a tent.
I mean, he sleeps under the stars. Well, sleeps.
I don't know. I didn't specify.
If you don't have a tent... If you don't have a tent, I would assume probably the...
I think my tent fits 2.
Let me...
Oh, yeah.
To sleep, probably.
I mean... I have a bedroll, and I don't specifically have a tent in my inventory.
Yeah, no, you would have to buy a tent.
Yep, my tent, it says a simple and portable canvas shelter that's, a tent sleeps 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, tent sleeps 2, so... If you let Cafriel sleep in there, she could be sleeping in there, but otherwise I would assume she's either sleeping in the cart or on the floor.
Well, she usually sleeps near Mihi, but since if Mihi was taking watch, then she would probably be sleeping in the cart.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, never mind. I don't need to warm up the place. Actually, I'd just cast Prestidigitation in the cart.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Alright, so that's the end of your watch, Olympius. You're going to stay up for an additional watch, or are you going to...
Would it affect my rested condition, or would I still get my spells?
No, it would affect your rested condition.
Then I will... Are you sure you don't want to try and sleep?
I did try when Grandpa was here. It did not go well. But if you want to wake up Cafriel, I'm not going to stop you, but I can handle it.
I can cast sleep.
That only lasts for a minute.
You don't know. Maybe if you start, you'll keep sleeping.
Do not worry about me.
I'll still wake up Cafriel. And do so.
Alright, so Cafriel, you get kind of nudged awake by Oliphius. And you awaken, and you are like, it is cold. It is really cold.
Even with the Prestidigitation to heat up the cart? Or the portions of the cart?
It's like putting like a heating thing like on your back and like outside.
While standing
like,
in a blizzard,
It'll warm your back, it won't warm the rest of you.
Oliphius will, as he's like nudging her awake, Gabrielle, it's cold. It's very cold.
Yes, I can feel that. What in God's name is happening?
Apparently it's snowing, like a lot.
Oh. 7 hells.
I've heard that the 7th ring of that is actually really cold too, so that's fitting.
Yes. Welcome to winter.
It's awful.
I know. Still your favorite season?
Back home, yes.
What's winter even like there?
It rains a lot. And it's like warm rain.
What does that even feel like? Heat?
Like cools you down, but it's not so cold that it like affects you.
Huh. Weird.
No, this is weird.
This is miserable. This is what it's like where I live. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's... You know, living next to a beach, you would think, oh, yay, there's a beach, but no, the water's always freezing, and there is actually no sand. It's just rocks, sharp rocks.
Can't say I have any frame of reference of that. I was near a beach as well, and it was very warm all the time.
Just ice cold water all the time.
That sounds awful.
Is she, like, isn't sure if it's, like, daylight out or not, or if it's just the storm blocking out the thing, so she looks outside and realizes it's still nighttime.
Yeah, it's still nighttime, and you look out, and it is coming down hard.
She puts her head back in. Why did you wake me up?
For your turn at watch.
Oh. Do I have to go out there?
I mean, I guess technically you don't. I thought it was a offering kind of suggestion if everyone takes their turn.
Oh. I don't know. I haven't been doing watches the last couple times. But sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
Everyone takes their turn.
She sort of just like holds up her hands like, okay.
Well, I mean, Cal also isn't here.
That's true.
Mhm.
Is it? Wait, where's Mihi?
She's outside.
Well, okay.
I feel like she needs company.
Okay. Wait.
She hasn't slept for 14 days.
Tara, you're starting to get cold too, by the way. Like, it's actually really cold.
Actually getting cold. Huh. That's new.
You know, I feel like there was a point for concern. That point has long passed. And now we're just at a point where, I don't know about you, I've accepted it, that she's just never going to sleep again.
That is also very concerning.
Mihi's gonna come back into the cart now that it's cold. Okay, it is getting cold. Hello.
Hello.
Are you going to be joining me?
Okay. Yeah, I am. Are we going up there?
I suppose you do not have to. We could theoretically watch from here, and I think it's incredibly unlikely that anything would come here in the snow.
I think it's incredibly unlikely that anything can see us through that, and she points outside.
Likely. Is anybody else sleeping outside of the cart, or is everybody kind of piled in the cart at this point?
I think I'm the only one outside of the cart, which I will take the time and effort to make a freaking earthen igloo.
Alright, it's gonna take you probably like around 10 minutes to do so.
That's fine.
I mean, if you just sleep in the cart, Olympius, we could all keep watch on you from there and not have to spread out. It's safer.
Or I could sleep in here, where when I cast Prestidigitation, the heat stays.
He's not wrong.
Just for a really quick thing, Cal, can you roll me a perception check at disadvantage?
Okay.
Oh!
The werewolf's coming to cuddle.
probably not a...
I locked the
What if
door
it was
and I
a-
barred the door with my bed. I just want to point that
There
out.
is a window.
No! 9.
Alright.
9.
Stay asleep. Alright. It's good to know. Anyway, so.
Oh, God.
Is he gonna be either a lycanthrope or freaking vampire?
One of the two.
Are you gonna be a tiefling vampire?
Vampires need permission to come in. I'm okay if it's a vampire. Unless he has permission from the lady. Ah!
Oh, no!
Maybe it
This
is
ain't
a
your
lady.
house? Yeah, but this
Alright,
ain't your
so,
house.
Before Oliphius goes to bed, Mihi's gonna poke her head out. Oliphius? Could you do me a
Yes?
favor? Could you maybe try that sleep thing once?
Sure. You'll cast sleep on her. Do I need to actually roll if she's not resisting?
I mean, just roll the hit point, the hit die.
I
Okay.
don't have one.
Should we hit me first of you
Caffriel, hit me.
I think
Time
she
to
has
go to
I think he has
bed.
a decent amount of hit points.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
It is 5d8.
If that doesn't work, I can just conquer on the back of the head.
Yeah.
Non-lethal.
You know what? I'll cast it at second level.
Get everybody.
That will
I mean,
that'll
everyone's
be 7d8.
7.
I'm just guaranteeing that you can fall asleep.
Go ahead.
That's 31.
I have 32 health.
Oh, come on!
Ain't that some shit?
Okay, so here's the okay. So this is what goes down. So Olivia says you begin to cast and you activate it. You notice that the spores do reach Mihi, but normally even if it doesn't completely get them, you can tell when a person's body is fighting it to stay awake. It doesn't look like it affects Mihi at all. Like Mihi doesn't get drowsy. Mihi doesn't look like the sudden urge to try to fight being awake. It just does not affect her at all.
Interesting.
Did you do it?
Yes, I did.
I don't feel anything. It did not work.
To look into.
Sorry to bother. Good night.
And he will go to bed. But he will make a note of it.
Olympius will remember this.
Oh, absolutely. You kidding?
Alright, so can Capriel and Mihi make me nature checks?
Yes. Da-da.
Man.
Oh,
Also, Debs, did you roll for your chaos thing?
Oh yeah, you stirred.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just closes the
I
earth
would
tent
have
and then
laughed
just
so hard if it hit 1.
Right.
I would have been so happy.
he just seals up the earth tent and there's a big and just smoke rising out of it.
And then Oliphius is dead.
Yeah. 14 for me.
Alright, so Capriel, you are too tired right now.
she
You are
wasn't
just woke
expecting
up.
to be woken up. She
Yeah,
was like, "What the hell is this shit? I never do watch." You guys are
As a noble lady, you need your fucking rest, and this is not your fucking rest.
Capriel, you could go to sleep if you would like. Don't have to stay up.
Well, they woke me up for a reason, and it is super weird that you just don't sleep anymore.
It is odd.
Mihi, the snow's coming down harder and harder. It's starting to come down really heavy. It is now the wind is now starting to blow the snow sideways.
I recommend we either hunker down or maybe get up at first light and head towards Wheatinham. This is gonna get worse.
I mean, we could always head out now.
I do not think they've had enough sleep to constitute a long rest.
I mean,
You guys watch as the fire that burns in the middle of camp goes out.
What do you think?
we should either leave now and deal with being tired and try and make it to town where there's more supplies and more people.
And
or-
more shelter.
And more shelter, better shelter. I'm scared if we stay here, we're going to get stranded.
Okay, we can wake them up. Let's wake them up. Would you like to wake up Grandpa or Oliphius?
Real quick, DM, is when I prepare spells, is it when I wake up or before I go to sleep? Just so when I wake up, okay. Just so I know, like, if I know how much it snowed, because I went to sleep before it snowed a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think we should wake Grandpa up first and then have him use thaumaturgy to yell to Oliphius, because I don't want to go out there.
I don't mind going out there, and I think Oliphius deserves more than just a yelling wake up. We had a snowball fight. It was quite fun. I'll go out and wake Oliphius up.
I wake up Grandpa.
How long has it been since I've went to sleep?
3 minutes.
About an hour?
Maybe half an hour.
Oh, okay.
So, Mihi, so you get out of the cart, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. It's...
Ethan, you look
That's how
so
cold.
bewildered.
That's how cold and like hard. Like it's also sleety too. Like,
What
how
is
you-
with
you
my
can
rolls
feel-
tonight?
you can
I
feel
haven't
how-
rolled above a 10 on any dice except for that last nature check.
Probably because Mihi isn't sleeping.
Maybe. 8 total for my constitution save.
Alright, you take a grand total of 4 points of cold damage
Ugh.
as the sleet hits your bare skin, on your neck and your face, and it starts like freezing.
I forget, did we change my hellish resistance to ice, or is it still
You
fire?
You kept fire.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Hey, resistance to fire, not cold?
It doesn't change by subtype for tieflings.
Hmm.
I'll go out and still knock on Oliphius' door.
Alright, so you knock
Hurry!
on the stone.
Yeah.
He'll, like, crawl out of the small opening that he has made. I told you we should have left.
The storm is getting worse. We'd like to...
Yes, I have noticed.
Come on.
Let me break tent.
I'm gonna run back to the cart.
And you'll break down the tent and run for the cart.
Alright, can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Fuck. I'd rather not. That's an 8. I have a +4 at 2.
Wow, +4 con, damn.
You take 3 points of cold damage as the sleet starts.
This
impacting
is
you
awful.
like scales.
Alright.
You can feel Caffriel being smug.
Take 3 points of smug damage.
When he gets in, he's immediately gonna start doing prestidigitation to try to warm up the damn place. Grandpa, let's leave.
Yes, I agree.
I assume Melody's in the cart with us.
Yeah,
imagine
Melody is
so.
asleep.
So I'm going to start getting Old Dahlia and Key attached to the cart, if they weren't already.
I need
and-
to maybe a Constitution saving throw as
Yeah.
well.
And is there any build-up around the wheels that I need to dig out? Oh, I got 1, so I'm taking that damage.
My god. Is this gonna kill us? Not cultists,
Take
but
4
cold.
4 points of cold damage.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
you gotta kick the snow. So it pile up
It's
around.
chilly. To make this go faster, I'm going to use create or destroy water. I'm I'm hoping this works. I'm gonna use it to destroy water to immediately. It's 10 gallons worth of water to try to immediately dig out all the wheels of the cart.
All right, yeah, you do so. Just...
So yeah, just slam my staff on the ground. That's just immediately. Whoom, there's just a circle of just like dry ground right around the cart. And yeah, quickly to get the ropes and rain.
So this blizzard is like making it so it's really hard to see the road in front of you. By the way, you can't really right now currently, and you guys haven't even hit the hardest part of the storm yet.
Ugh.
You cannot see more than 10 feet in front of you.
Okay. And how far away were we from Wheatinham?
About half a day. Half
a day. Okay, that's still pretty far then. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I'm going to.
What level is destroy water?
First level.
Damn it.
But I'm going to, as I get the reins ready and I've got them all ready to go, I'm going to cast guidance on myself, because I know that I can't really see too far ahead, so this will give me a little bit of help for keeping us on track, and it gives me a D4 to one of my ability checks.
Yeah.
I can cast Unseen Servant so that no one has to drive the cart.
Can I drive the cart?
I mean, that's what Alex used Unseen Servant for in the birthday game.
I don't see why that wouldn't be able to be a thing.
I guess it's the ability for it to navigate is I think the issue. So I'll stay out for now at least.
Let me read what it does.
That was also like a high-level bard that was doing.
I mean, it should just
so.
be an invisible person that can like kind of hold the reins, basically.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Like, you'd have to cast it every hour.
It only has strength 5. I want to point that out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, reins.
No,
I'll just stay out.
Once we
Grandpa's
get to the point where we can't see where we're going, like...
If it gets there, yeah.
If it gets there, then us being there isn't really going to help much either. It's just so that we can hold the reins still.
Yeah, it's basically just getting us out of the snow. It's like a proxy movement. It'd be the same thing if we had those big, long, pinchy arms and we were doing that from way far away.
2 mage hands. Alright, so yeah.
And so, Will, I need you to make me a perception check.
Okay.
Could we maybe do survival? And Capriel is assisting?
Yeah, I have really good survival.
Okay.
I have a +5 to that.
Alright, so I do too. So you're gonna assist me?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I get my D4 as well.
Nice.
Alright,
He also gets D4.
So 24.
Yeah, so you yeet and...
Gotta yell it over the storm. Yeet, yeet!
And Oldalia and Key start taking the cart, and you guide it to keep it on the path. The snow is starting to obscure the path a little bit, but you can still make out like where the divot is. As opposed from the grass to the dirt roads. All right, so that's the first hour. Second hour.
All right, I'll again guide
another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, and I'll do
and then also another Perception.
Does everyone need to make that?
No, just me. I'm out
only
of the snow.
him. He's the one who's exposed out to the snow.
Well, but if I thought Capriel was using Unseen Servant.
No, I'm staying out so I can navigate. All right, so a Constitution saving throw. Okay. That's a 14.
All right, you take half damage.
Okay.
You take 5. Really?
5?
Literally on the one. No, literally the one where you take half damage. I roll a 1.
Oh, so I just take 1.
You still take 1.
Okay. That's fine. All right, then I'll
full damage, and you make another survival check.
And I'll again cast guidance, and if Capriel wouldn't mind aiding me as well.
Oh yeah, I assist you.
17.
18.
All right, it's starting to get a little rougher. And as close to the second hour passes, the full front of the blizzard hits you,
Ooh.
and it is cold, cold, cold.
Lephius, do you think you could heat my seat? My glutes are going numb.
You can't see more than 5 feet ahead of you.
Again, guidance, and I just ask, oh, Melduin, we've been through a few more storms like this. If you could give me a little nudge the right way. And I keep holding the reins strong.
Alright, roll me another Constitution saving throw and another survival check.
I wear the.
I aid at the
So
survival.
that's a 13 for con check.
So a flat roll.
Huh?
You get disadvantage, but because Kafra's helping you get
Gotcha.
a flat roll.
For my Constitution, I got a 13 though.
Alright.
He's wearing the blacksmith apron that Grandpa got her for warmth.
Take 2 points of damage.
Okay, 2 points of damage. Okay, and then I'm going to do my check here. Survival. Oh, that's not as good. 14, but plus my guidance. Oh, that didn't roll. That was a 4. Damn it. Okay. Roll again. Okay, 3, so 17 total.
You needed that 3.
I know I did.
You keep going. You keep going. It's much harder for you to see, but you can tell when you can't even see past old Dahlia and Key at this point.
Yeah, I'm like
see half the
reins in one hand, and then my staff with the alms box, still with the light within, kind of as far forward as I can hold it.
Yeah, you can literally see up to like maybe old Dahlia's eyes, and looking past that is too much. And you can tell when Key and like you pay attention, you feel it, and you can tell when they like start going on grass as opposed to the dirt, and you keep trying to guide them back. Last one.
All right.
Constitution and survival at disadvantage.
If we swap out, like if we have Cafrael drive instead or me drive instead, will like it reset the disadvantage or?
Nope. It's because of how hard the snow's coming down.
Oh, that's a bad con. So give me that full damage.
I'm gonna be aiding you, by the way.
Yeah.
4 points of damage.
Okay. Ooh, it's getting chilly. All right, and then still aiding. So guidance again.
Can you make me before you do that? Can you make me another Constitution saving throw?
Oh boy. Okay. Ooh, nice. 22.
Awesome. You do not catch pneumonia. Okay.
Thank goodness.
Now roll me a survival check at disadvantage, and then
I put on the blanket that's meant for old Dahlia, and I wrap it around myself. Survival. This is disadvantage again, but straight since I have Cafriel.
Yep.
And guidance again, of course. Oh no!
No!
Oh come on! Why do my 4s keep getting removed? Okay. That's a 9.
All right. Can you roll me a d12 at advantage, please?
Oh
Oh
no!
my gosh. Okay. I guess it didn't count advantage for the d12, but I'll just roll it again. And why are the dice like not staying in the tray? What is happening?
What I do is I don't like throw it. I just flip it over.
Drop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just drop it.
Okay, so I got 9 and 9.
So a 9. All right. Awesome. That's good.
9.
So, as the wind is beating up against you, the wind in your ear, it's hard to hear everything. You suddenly kind of like recollect yourself for a second, and you realize that you guys are on grass right now. You have no idea what's going on.
I'm cold by proxy.
I'm like trying to look around, see if I can see like even the slight little inkling of like where the divot of the road is.
So as you're looking around, I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Okay.
Do I have anything that can help with this?
I've actually got something. I'm gonna use that spell again with because this might work. So, for create or destroy water, I can alternatively, I can destroy fog within a 30-foot cube, but at a second level, I can do another 5 feet to that. So I can do a 35-foot cube of fog, which may encompass like snow, like snow via the wind and just in front of me and around me. Just try to clear the air in front of me.
Okay. Alright, so you do it. I need you to make me one last survival check, flat roll.
Oh god. Guidance, activate.
Can Caffriel assist with that one?
This is with Caffrey's assistance.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. I just need to drop it into the tray and not actually roll it because I just lost a 16 there. Oh, that's a 20! Woo!
Oh,
with 4 from guidance.
29.
that's a 29.
Maximum dice, 29.
Oh my god, thank you. Oh.
Alright.
Oh.
Did I just cast Divine Intervention? Accidental Divine Intervention.
Malduin smiles upon you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malduin spells upon you exactly as you do that, and you and Caffrel look, and at the edge of the 35 feet that you see, you can see where the snow starts to divot back into the road slightly, just barely. As you start making your way over there, and so everyone's awake except for Melody, right?
Yeah.
I need everybody to make me a perception check.
Okay.
I will guidance myself before perception check. Uh, 22.
8.
Hey, good one.
We got this. Got eyes on all sides.
Everyone but Oliphius, you hear above you, like hundreds of feet up, you hear.
Oh.
Like hundreds of feet above you. You hear it go over you.
Did anyone hear that?
Can I do like a nature or an arcana or a religion, honestly? Like, do I know of any kind of like mythological creature that brings a snowstorm with it?
Roll a nature check.
20. Dirty 20.
Alright, I will DM you.
Oh god.
Also, I really like that thought. Like, the storm is crazy. Grandpa does this massive blast of, like, something. And there's just this single moment of, like, total calm in this horrible storm that everyone's looking out the front of the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Ice kind of, like, stationary in the air. That'd be beautiful.
So I imagine all of us looking out the cart like every intro into the Scooby-Doo episode.
Kinda.
3 people in the front and Oliphius and Melody in the back. Yes, Mihi?
We should be very quiet right now.
What? I can't hear you over the wind! I'm at the front!
We should be quiet and careful!
What? We should be cute and quarful?
Actually, legitimately gonna get us killed.
Oh my god. Oh, actually my hands are shaking right now. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, good to know. Alright.
If only I had sending.
And, can...
Actually, wait, I have message! I have message now!
You have message? When did you get message?
I have message! Oh, wait, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I'm 90% sure it took me. Yes, click message! I cast message to Grandpa!
Okay.
We should be very careful and quiet. You can reply to this message.
Oh, yes.
Are you roll me a...
SMS rates may apply.
Text messaging rates may apply.
Grandpa,
Reply stop to stop these messages.
for funsies.
Can I roll what? Stealth?
Stealth check. Just
Oh,
stealth.
boy.
Just for
Oh,
fun.
boy.
Wait, everybody? Or
Just me.
Just Grandpa.
Oh,
Oh,
boy, get
God.
ready for this. I'll cast guidance. I mean, I guess I can't really because I don't really know about it, so.
Yeah, you guys look over at me. He looks legitimately terrified. She
That's
looks
a
very
9.
scared.
Alright. Good to know.
Oh my god, if you did this to us, Adam, I'll be so...
I think you mean me, because I was the one who yelled in the wind.
No, it's Adam for doing this to us. We don't deserve this.
Alright. So yeah, so Mihi, you hear the wing beats. And then you hear them stop. As it keeps going.
Oh, it has noticed us. Oh, it definitely noticed us.
What? Wait, I can't reply to you because I can't hear you. This is the wind, so never mind.
I mean, you could turn around.
Well, you guys you're in the cart,
Yeah.
which is covered.
You guys
Yeah,
said
just
that
turn around.
you guys have said that we can't talk back and forth. We've tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the cart is, yeah.
The group
I
decided.
just, That's why I was yelling.
Alright, so yeah, so you guys keep going on the cart, and Mihi, you know, every once in a while we hear, and then it'll stop for a while.
Mihi gets incredibly skittish every time that we can hear the wing flapping.
Eventually you guys do make it to Wheatinham.
Thank goodness. Oh, Pizzichili be praised.
It's like we can't even see it on the outskirts. We just, like, the second that we, like, wait, does that look like a building? Oh, look, we're in town!
Yeah, basically.
Like, literally,
You guys
the
are
building's like 2 feet
on the
from us.
road as you guys literally, you see, like, the snow piled up, like, literally, like, starting to go up to the doors.
Dang.
Well, here's hoping they got
Not,
the
like,
full
super high,
harvest.
but, like, enough where it's, like, definitely, like,
Yeah.
noticeable.
What time is it?
Right
Do you have any
now,
way of knowing? Because it's like...
approximately, right now it's approximately in the morning. You see you pass by as you see this orcish man covered in like this thick coat, taking like what looks like to be some sort of like spade and like shaving off the ice and trying to get the snow away from the door.
Sir! Sir!
What? Turns
Where
around
is-
and sees you.
Where's the nearest shelter?
Oh, the Pigpen Tavern. Turn left at the street. It'll be right there. You get
Thank
inside.
you! Thank you!
Thank you. Grandpa looks like very wary, and I'm gonna
I cast
slam his
message
staff.
to Grandpa and tell him where it is.
Yeah, I slam my staff onto the side of the cart, and I use destroy water on his door, as like thanks for helping us. And then
notices that and he goes, "Thanks."
yes, we'll head over there. I'd like to find Cal first, though, and he's going
He's
to.
likely at the tavern.
Well, there's only one way to be sure, and I'm going to concentrate while I've got the reins, and then I hold my staff high up above my head with the alms box hanging from the hook on it, and I'm going to cast Locate Object, trying to locate the helmet that I made for Cal, and I'm waiting for the alms box to like point in the direction while still on the hook.
As you do that, you watch as the alms box points off in a direction.
Okay, and I follow.
Yeah, you following the alms box, you eventually do find the Pigpen Tavern.
Okay.
If I'm
And
there.
Yeah, and I yell to the rest, or not yell, I just like talk normal now. I'd say, yes, he looks like Cal is here. Something I gave him is here at least, and I would imagine he wouldn't have left without it.
I mean, unless the disastrous happened and he was murdered on the road and pillaged.
Cal, could you please roll me another...
Or that.
I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
I mean, I wake up super early, so if this is before 6 a.m., I would already... If it's before 6, I would be asleep. If it's after 6, I'd be up.
I would say this would be right before, but that's not what I'm asking you to roll
Okay.
a disadvantage for.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Oh no! You got an 8.
Wow.
Alright.
8 total.
All right.
Well, Cal's dead.
Yep.
So you guys eventually make it to the Pigpen Cavern. The rest of you get out and help Grandpa push it into the appropriate place where it needs to go.
Stable
Based
or
on the-
something like that.
Based on the map, was that potentially Burke? Was that like Burke's butchery that we passed with the orc,
Yes.
or? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Paper.
So you guys help him get everything. You wake up Melody. Well, actually, Melody at this point probably would have woken up close when you guys got in, especially with all the yelling. Kind of groggy. What's his? Oh my goodness! What? Oh, it's so cold. We need to get inside.
Mhm.
That was the idea.
All right. So as you guys rush up to the door and open it, that's where to take break.
Whew.
Oh boy.
Mihi
Oh
is gonna,
God.
as soon as they get inside, Mihi's giving Grandpa the biggest hug. Thank you.
So what were we worried about, Mihi? You seemed very frightened.
Ooh, this will be a good line to end it on, though. There is only one thing that I know of that could have flown in a storm like that. An ancient white dragon. Cut to commercial. Close up on Mihi's face. Cut to commercial.
All right. So we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. So don't go away. We'll be back.
And we're back from break.
Awesome.
I was eating a sandwich.
Sorry.
I ate an entire sandwich on stream earlier.
That's a
So
lot harder to do when I have to, convey everything that's going on.
just make an NPC eat a sandwich at the same time.
Yeah, perfect. That's why the dragon was coming for us, because Capriel had a sandwich.
Yeah.
He really wanted it.
Now Caprell is a soda and you really want
I was thinking about it. I was like, no, maybe this dragon isn't doesn't really care about people because it lives so close to a town and it's an ancient dragon. So what the hell does it care about a town? But then I thought like, oh, old Pillagey? Yeah, he comes by every once in a month or so. We're all ghosts.
Oh yeah. Are they Canadian ghosts too?
All ghosts are Canadian.
Fun fact.
Yeah, I was thinking this area would be known for like blizzards if the dragon actually lived around, but it doesn't seem likely.
I'm sad. I don't
That's
have
because
any.
no one ever leaves. They're all ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't leave here alive, eh?
That man's been scraping ice off his door for the last 15 years.
Ah!
You helping him freed him from his curse. Eh?
Alright.
Don't you
Yeah.
know?
Alright, so you guys come in, and Mihi says those words. It's an ancient white dragon.
What? A what? No.
I suggest we leave as quickly as possible.
I don't think we'll be going anywhere in this weather.
Is the weather still as bad as it was, or is it cleared up now that the dragon has passed PM?
Nope, still this bad.
Okay.
Well, you guys, we need to find our resident full-headed tiefling.
Well, and I point to my alms box, and it'll be, I'm guessing, lifted a little bit off, like, still on the hook, but, like, lifted in the direction of, where the helmet is. I'm looking for the helmet that I gave him, and, this should point us right to him.
So
I
you say that,
mean,
and
I can also smell
you
him.
turn around. Yeah.
Well,
you turn around and you
So that's
see,
1,000 feet range.
you see this older woman at the bar, and she's like, "It's a bit nippy outside today.
Oh, yes, you have no idea.
Just
You
a
must
touch.
be those friends Cal was talking about."
Oh, you've met him. Did he cause any problems for you? We can
Oh,
pay.
he was quite the angel, actually. He even talked
Oh.
with me. It was really nice.
That
Well,
cannot be our
He's a
Cal then.
conversationalist here.
No, that makes sense. That checks out, as long as you're not a person of high authority. He didn't leave to talk to any guards, did he?
No, but he did go and talk to the constable earlier.
Oh no.
Ah, where's your nearest jailhouse?
No, he's in his room right now.
Oh, well,
Oh, that's
looks to everybody.
Clearly, he's been replaced with an imposter.
so
Clearly, the
Cal,
imposter is a phantom.
you wake up. And,
Dangling upside down in chains.
yeah. So you wake up. So first your eyes open, and it's quite blurry. You gotta move, kind of clear your eyes a little bit. Look around. Yeah, you're inside the room. You look outside, and there is just wind and snow and sleet covering your window. You can't even see outside. Your bed is still up against the door. The bolt is still locked, and you can hear voices coming from the other side of the door.
From the other side of the door? Okay. I'll move the bed out of the way, rubbing sleep from my eyes, and unbolt the door and open it.
Alright, so you guys talking to this woman. You eventually hear like a
I was just gonna ask, do we hear a sure?
What in God's name?
the door. You hear like a little latch, and the door opens, and Cal walks out.
Oh,
Capriel, I think you mean what in Vivian's name? There's our boy!
Good morning. You're all here.
It's
a lot
snowing.
earlier.
Did you get a good night's rest there, Cal?
I did, miss. Thank you.
That's
Quite
good to
a cozy
hear.
bed.
The wind was so loud last night. I got hardly a peep.
I sleep like a rock, thankfully.
Oh, that's good.
She's so sweet. She's clearly evil.
Now,
was
do you
that
all need something to
screeching?
eat and get that warmth back in your bodies?
Yes, something warm, please. The special, if you have one.
Well, yes, we do have. I'll get you our special soup.
I'll
She
take
like-
some too, please.
Yeah,
Do you
three.
have any whiskey mixed in with some hot tea and some cinnamon?
Oh, we don't have
What
whiskey here. We
on
do have
earth?
scotch, though.
I'll just take the tea.
All right.
I don't know why, but the way that you said that made me seem like, well, we have the best scotch that'll fuck you right up.
I'll take all of it.
I just expected her to say that, so I was a little disappointed when she didn't.
And
I
a
have a
double,
distinct need to get crunked.
and a double for grumbles.
So she turns around and walks into the back room. And there's like maybe 3 or 4 tables in the entire facility. Hi, Richard. There's a bar.
We're gonna not sit at that guy's table.
Yeah, back in the Richard's table. So,
Cal, if you could come here, we've got a bit of a story to tell.
that's good. What happened? I'll sit down at a
Well,
table.
While
We
you
had
were-
a snowball fight.
Snow
White
happened.
dragon.
Snow.
I
Well,
almost died.
first, we got attacked by an Etten the day you
I
left.
almost died.
Yes, but we got rid of it. It was fine. But the thing that happened after was the snow and the wind.
Don't
And,
forget the and hurt old Dahlia.
yeah, it did. I
Even took a
Old
chunk out of
Dahlia
my
almost
horn.
died.
I kicked its ass though for that one, and I healed Odalia. She's fine, don't worry. And then there was all the snow and gesturing to outside, all of outside. But Mihi said and you're gonna want to sit down for this one. But Mihi said that it's an ancient white dragon that brought the blizzard.
It could be. I do not want to.
I could hear
Say-
wing flaps, so it checks out unless there's another creature that brings the snow.
Can I make a
There's-
history check?
You hear another.
Can I make a
we
history
all-
check?
Do you hear that?
I want to make a history check to see if I know anything about a white dragon on this continent.
Sure.
16?
I mean, you've heard tales of dragons all over the place, including all over Marigo. No. You don't know like any specific stories, but you do know there are dragons about.
I mean, I don't see why one would care about us, but that's cool, and I'm glad you're all okay.
I just do not know of anything else that would be able to fly in this kind of weather. It is concerning that it is still around. I think I can hear it still.
Yeah, do we hear the wind claps, or is it just Mihi?
Right now, just Mihi.
Oh.
I mean, she hasn't slept in like 2 weeks.
That is not fair.
Nothing really... nothing really happened that I feel like talking about that I would consider worth mentioning.
That's not suspicious at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Caffriel, he probably just had a nice walk and just got here before the snow did.
I got here about lunchtime yesterday. I spoke to the constable about those 3 people we found in Morthia that said they were from here.
Oh, what did he have to say about that?
He said he'd be around this afternoon to talk to you all about them because I couldn't really remember their names. And he talked to a townsman here and told them not to come out at night because it wasn't safe.
Oh.
Right? He said it wasn't safe and something happened the last time we came out. Adam?
He said for him to, for it or whatever.
Yeah, them.
For them
Yeah.
to wait until night.
Wait until
Not
night.
not to come out at night. Wait until night.
Wait until night to come out. And I looked at the house over. It's barred from the inside. Little, I don't know. We can continue on to base mount to maybe take a look.
Oh, well, I would rather not venture out in this blizzard again to continue on the base mount. I think we need to weather the storm here.
There's a general store 2 blocks from here. We can get some winter clothes and then stick our nose in places it doesn't belong.
Cal, I do not think you appreciate how close we almost got to getting lost in that blizzard. I do not wish to venture out until it has passed.
We're in a town. We'll be fine.
Not even to the general store?
If we can avoid it. I'm also scared of the wing beats. If it is still around, that is very troubling.
Honestly, if
go
that thing
out to the
decides to
store.
do anything, there's nothing we can do about it, so I'm not gonna sit in here and with my head between my legs.
Well, I don't mind going to the general store with you, Cal. A little tired from we didn't get a full sleep this last night. We wanted to get out early before the storm got even worse, but I don't mind taking a little bit of a trek over to the general store. We do need supplies. Got another horse to keep warm, and a horse because we have a donkey. And then more, as you said, winter supplies for the lot of us.
I need to see if they sell any high-quality inks and or paper.
Probably not gonna find any of that in a place like here. But it's with, no, I'm not telling you not to look, I'm just saying don't get your hopes up.
We also need cloaks, we need blankets, and we need... If this is going to persist, this is awful.
I said winter supplies. I think that falls under that.
True.
Winter means something different where he's from. This is new to him.
Oh.
Yeah, winter is typically heavy rains that's warm.
Oh. Well, you're in for a long... How long does winter last here normally? Because I'm from like the middle of the continent. I'm not from like the north, like Cafrio. But how long does winter last normally?
Let's see. There are...
You're in for a long couple of months. And
Yeah, a good bit.
I think
At
we have
least
enough
4
money that
months.
we can buy tickets and sail away from this awful weather.
This is not a normal storm, though. I would hope. Is this a normal storm, Adam, or is this significantly worse?
What?
Like, it looks like one. It's just a very, very bad blizzard.
Yeah, just is a very, very bad storm like that normal, or is it like a once a year, once every other year kind of thing?
Depends on the year. It's not like it's like, oh my god, this is rare, it's never happened in like 10 years. It's like, yeah, it happens every once in a while. It just depends on the weather.
I'm from the north, so this is happens. Sucks.
It never got this bad back home.
Regardless, I feel like we should probably leave as quickly as possible.
this might take a while
Rest.
to clear up.
I
Sadly,
certainly hope not.
If it was caused by the dragon, as Mihi said, maybe it'll pass if he's gone. I mean, I don't hear him, so... Well, the wing beats that I did in the storm when we were getting here.
I'm gonna look to the barmaid. Are dragons common here?
She's not at the bar. She's not behind the bar right now. But you
Or owner?
like, yeah, the owner. So as you turn around and say that, you see as she comes through the back door, holding what looks like to be some sort of tray with like bowls of soup on there. Just what? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you back there. What'd you say?
Are dragons common here?
Not in particular, no.
Oh,
At
what
least
about
not
Base
in
Mount?
this town. Base Mount? Well, I mean, there are stories beyond stories about Base Mount. I mean, one time I even heard, and she kind of as she puts it down and starts looking around with you guys, she's like, I've even heard that one time a Gorgon was released in the middle of the town.
In Base Mount.
Are we
Yes,
really wanting to go there?
That's what I've heard, at least. I don't know. It was the stories that came by. Traveling bards come by every once in a while and they regale us stories.
Follow-up question. Has something weird happened in any of the nights? Or, no, not, no, that's not the question. Sorry. I walked by a house, and it was barred from the inside. The constable was talking to whoever lives there. I was just wondering what you know. He said he was very sick. And...
I'm sorry, I just thought of a joke in my mind going, like, no one's lived in that house for 30 years! No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I know one person who lives over there, but yeah, they do get sick every once in a while.
Who?
His name is Pentrin.
Pentrin,
yes. He's a sweet boy. Doesn't really come out quite that often though, but he's a nice lad.
Okay. I'm assuming we've been eating as this conversation goes on. How much for this?
Yes, for the meal is going to be. When you tipped me correct. Oh wait, hold on. That's a stay. Oh yeah, here we go. I'd say the 5 copper pieces for the meal. If you're looking for a night though, it's gonna be about 10 copper pieces right there. Or silver. I know you're travelers and all, but I know most people don't have a ton of money.
Do you have enough room to accommodate all of us?
I mean, y'all might have to double up on some rooms, but
Okay.
yeah, I can think of it you all.
We are used to it.
If Constable Jordan comes here looking for us, we're going to Jorgon's General Store, right? You said that's the place
Jorgen's General Store, yes.
Jorgen's. And I'll go up and get in my armor and stuff, and then I'll be ready to go to the general store.
Okay.
Is anybody staying behind, or are we all going?
Sounds like Mihi is
Staying.
not wanting to leave. Yeah.
If everyone is going, I do not wish to be alone when there's a white dragon about.
I mean, I think we'll all know if the white dragon attacks.
So, Adam, how much copper would it be for the room and the meal? 10?
Per room would be 10 copper pieces, and the meal each should be 5 copper pieces.
Okay, so if Mihi and I did a room together and plus my meal, that'd be 15.
Yeah.
Grandpa's just gonna put down a gold for all the rooms in the meal.
What?
Grandpa.
It was a very good meal.
Her eyes light up as she sees you put down this gold piece. That's a lot of money.
Oh well, you have quite the special here. One of the best of the taverns I've been in lately.
Oh my.
And to be honest, it warmed me up from that last night in the blizzard. It was not a good time.
Oh, why? Oh, thank you so much. If you need anything, just let me know.
Speaking of which, did we all get full rests? Did people lose? Okay.
Oh, we did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
All right. Even when I cast sleep.
Yeah.
What about the spells that I use, just to make sure? Do I still have those off? So I use them during the day getting here?
How many spells did you use?
2 first level, 1 second level.
You can snag your first levels back.
Okay. Yeah, the second level was to do that, destroying the snow within 35 feet. Okay. right, shall we? Look to the rest of the group.
I'm ready if you are.
Let's go.
She puts
Why
her
not?
blacksmith apron back on. Ready.
It's a good look. Right, to Jorgens.
The Jorgens.
Jorgen von Strangles.
Jorgen von General Store.
All right. So as you guys go to Jorgen's, the snow is still coming down really hard. But you know, you guys kind of zoop from like across the street, turn around. You just pass maybe like 4 or 5 buildings, nothing too long, before eventually you see the outward of the store. The store has a sign on the building. It looks made of wood, and burned into it is Jorgen's General Store. There seems to be one single window, as it appears that this building is a. You could tell it used to be a house before it became a storefront. So as you walk in, you see candlelight hanging off of the ceiling on what looks like to be a makeshift chandelier. Nothing too fancy, probably made out of some sort of like secondhand iron. A couple candles on the wall, like same type of iron like holders. And you walk in, and there's this gruff man. He seems to be quite muscular, with black mutton chops that come down into a full beard. He has short hair, kind of like mine when it's not a little messy, and what looks like to be a bowler hat on top. And he goes, welcome to my store. What can I do for you?
We're all looking for some winter supplies, given that the sudden change of season.
Yes, well, I mean, it is autumn. It was expected this would happen. I do have, and you see as he kind of goes in the back, and he comes out with what looks like to be this leather coat with white fur around the collars and the cuffs. Like it's leather on the inside and white on the outside. I did get these specially imported. We do get some travelers every once in a while. So these are Yeti fur coats.
Ooh, imported from where, I might ask?
Imported from the Wishbone Mountains.
Ooh.
That's a little fancy for my taste. Just a heavy cloak and some gloves.
Well, you just want normal leather. I started going back into the into Cordania's. If you do want just some basic supplies, the Yeti coats are they are indeed fancy, but they do keep the heat in more. But if you just want some yak coats, that will run you approximately about 5 silver each.
White is my favorite color. I would like the Yeti one, please.
The Yeti, but the Yeti is indeed it's more expensive. The Yeti coats are a gold piece each.
Would anybody else like one?
Would you be pooling your money together to share the coats? Or?
I'll buy one for myself and one for Caffriel.
Oh,
I can spend money.
Excuse me, Mr. Jorgen. And Grandpa kind of like sheepishly kind of looking at his toes. Do you perhaps have any coats that come in adult turtle sizes?
Long and tall.
I find that most armors and smiths have not quite gotten the sizing out.
Well, I don't keep any. He looks up in your size, but well, I could get them sewn away for you. It won't look as nice as now, but
I understand. Functionality, I think, is the big part.
Yes. Well, it was going to take some time, especially with the snow going on. It would probably take good maybe 3 hours to get them stone for you.
Yes, that's perfectly fine.
There would also be a cost to get them.
Yes, I understand. I've done this song and dance before.
I would say approximately maybe 1 gold. No, well, 2. Let's see.
With this cover, and I'm going to reach into my bag of holding and bring out one of the statues.
His eyes go like wide. Like.
Would that cover everything? We need a lot of winter supplies. Some for the horse and the donkey as well.
Yes, just give me 1 moment. Is this solid gold? As he picks it up, like goes down, like.
Oh yes.
Grandpa, that's a little. That's a little much.
I put this on a tab, and then I tell you if you go.
That sounds great. And he kind of whispers to Cal, and he says, "Towns like this. I find that towns like this can always use a little more generosity, especially in times of winter. If they're a farming town and it's autumn, they've just been hit with a storm, most of their harvest is probably gone."
You're not wrong. But, I guess you're not wrong.
I whisper even quieter, like, "Also, we have a bag of holdings filled with these things."
So while he's doing the tailoring, do you want to do that thing you do where you can see if magic's about? I think we can get to the house.
Oh, sure.
He said he was the constable told me he was sick, but I don't know, maybe he's just sick and I'm sure they don't have anybody with your healing capabilities here. Maybe you can. I just got that itchy finger at the end of my horn that lets me know something's wrong.
Yes, I can start working on that, and I'll start casting it as a ritual.
While that's going on, I would also like to buy some boots. Because I remembered that I have a cloak and gloves. Now, it doesn't specifically say it's a heavy cloak. Would that matter?
Yeah, this would need to be a heavy cloak, because the one that you bought over from Ulthir, you explicitly said you didn't want anything fancy, you didn't want anything heavy. You just
That's
wanted
true.
a cloak.
Then I guess I'll add in a heavy cloak as well, but I have some gloves, so I should be fine there. The nicest cloak that you have in the way of keeping in heat would be wonderful.
That'd be the Yeti.
Yeah, that's gonna be the Yeti.
And it's very stylish.
Yeah, alright, so that was 1 gold, and how much are boots?
I would say the boots are probably, if you want really nice ones like those Yeti ones, I'd probably say about 5 silver.
I figure they're covered by my tab.
He put the thing down. Unless you guys go for try to try to get like everything in the store, you've basically paid for all pretty much
anything we want. Yeah.
Does he have Does he have healing potions?
No, he does not.
Okay.
Gabrielle's gonna have. She's gonna also get the Yeti boots too.
I guess if
And
Grandpa's.
gloves.
I guess.
Yeah, she wants the
Grandpa's
whole
covering the tab. I'll get the spendy stuff.
And I'm gonna get one more 2-person tent as well, just so you know.
You know.
Melody's with you. She goes, do you mind if I grab some stuff too?
No, go ahead. This is for. No. Will these coats fit your arms?
Oh, I mean,
we can get you some scarves for those.
But I would not be able to fly, but I can still slip some through.
Yes, get whatever you want. Pick your favorite.
Alright, so Yeti boots and a Yeti coat.
I just put Yeti winter gear.
Yeah, that's probably good.
You know, if we're all wearing these white outfits together, it could be a part of our group name.
Elifius casts prestidigitation, changing it to the color of his robes.
Oh yes, that's something that came up, Cal. Apparently we're supposed to come up with a name for ourselves. Mihi says it's in all the stories she reads. We haven't decided on one, so don't be too worried.
Okay. Calf, do you smell anything besides the normal Mihi and myself?
He's so focused. Hey, Cal, this is cool name thing. Yeah, sure, whatever. Smell shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the name. Why are we naming ourselves? I've kind of been under the impression we're a moment's notice from all going our separate ways.
I assumed that as well.
I believe we passed that moment when you came back, Olivius.
I don't know what moment you're speaking of.
Right, of course.
I don't
My
know.
apologies.
I'm just a little worried because Jenkins is still out there. The people were kidnapped from this town. There's a dragon. You know.
We should probably stay together for now because reasons we should not talk about it.
I'm assuming the guys like ran into the back like, I can retire. I can
yeah,
move away from
he probably popped the champagne bottle in the back. Yeah, as my detect magic spell ritual finished by this point, as people are like picking out the clothes and stuff that they want, the winter gear that we get.
I also want to talk to to Jorgen, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, he comes back out after a while. His face is a little red, and you can tell that there were tears under his eyes for a little bit. He goes, "Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I had to take care of some stuff in the back. Now, what else did you all need? I will do anything you ask."
Really?
I mean,
anything?
That's a figure of speech here that has like boundaries. It's not as I think condemning. I don't know if that's the right word.
I was just gonna ask if he could either get some fine inks mailed in.
Well, we don't know how long we're gonna be here.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I mean, I'm sorry. That would take maybe a week to get someone.
How nice of inks do you have?
I mean, we have. I think they're nice. I mean, I picked them out myself when the traveling merchant came by.
I would like to inspect them to see if they are high quality enough that I can copy it down or use it to copy Tiny Hut into my spellbook or ritual book.
Absolutely. And he goes over to a section and grabs one of the bottles of ink, and he takes out the stopper and gives you a quill. Like, by all means, try. And he slips you a parchment as well. Try.
Okay. Would it be an Arcana check or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can do it.
21.
It's not good enough. I mean, it's nice. It's nice ink, but it's not good enough for arcane spellcasting.
Sir, the ink is very fine. Unfortunately, not fine enough for the copying of arcane runes. I'm very sorry.
Well, I'm terribly sorry that you did not have what you were looking for.
Oh no, it's fine. Do you by chance know of anyone that might?
In town? No, not really.
Or in the area?
Simple folk. Well, let me think. I'm gonna roll something real quick. You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Well, there were stories of a wizard who lived a few miles south, closer to Base Mount.
A wizard?
A 2 days journey? He might have something. If if the stories are true, I've never really left Wheatinham myself. I was born here and I'll die here. But yeah, no, we don't have anything here. We are but simple farming folk. A few of us have shops for when travelers come from Multhir to Basemount, but nothing much in regards to stuff like that. I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I totally understand. This, as you said, is a very simple farming town. It's very nice. We could rule you like kings with our power.
Olivia's.
I think that's a figure of speech. He's not from around here.
This one's a funny one, isn't he?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
See, he understood my joke.
Yes, I quite understood your joke, yes.
My word, you people are always taking me so serious.
Melody,
Okay, go ahead.
no, I just wanted to... Melody, you're not much of a fighter, are you?
No, I the first time I ever saw combat was when the ogres and orcs killed my father.
I don't know if this is going to get dicey or not. Can you find your way back to the pig pen and wait for us there?
Yes, what are you doing? That might involve...
Yeah, what are we doing?
I'm not going there looking for a fight.
Oh, he always says that.
I never said that before. I'm just trying to make sure she's safe. And it's safer for her there. We don't know... Why do you guys...
Well, I believe Monsieur Cal exclusively. Well, not exclusively. I'm sorry, I do not know the word I'm looking for.
Implicitly?
Yes. Thank you, Major Levis. Implicitly. I will head back and I will find a place to go sleep. I do not know whose room I will be sleeping in, but I will wait there.
You can use my place in Caffrey and I's room.
Oh, where is the usually then?
I'll figure it out. It is okay.
Oh, well, do not go out of your way to be uncomfortable.
Do not worry about me. Would you like somebody to walk you back?
No, I believe I can find.
Yeah, it's only a few buildings down.
Yeah, it's...
It's only a few blocks.
Okay.
And,
Stay warm.
We'll leave the store together, and I'll guide everybody to the door.
Before
Detect magic activated. By now.
before we leave the store, like as we're walking out, I turn to Mihi and I ask her to hold out her hands.
Okay.
Plop.
You're under arrest.
Caffriel saw that she tried to buy her coat earlier before her grandpa placed the statue down, and in her hands she places a white stone bracelet.
This is beautiful. Where did you get it?
I bought it at the store. I didn't use the gold statue. I gave him some coins.
You shouldn't have.
You tried to buy my coat.
Well, of course. You wanted one, and I thought they'd look cool, especially if we had the same one.
Well, now I bought you something, and we're even.
But now Grandpa didn't let me actually buy the cloak, so now I owe you.
Well, it's a thought that counts. We're even now.
Thank you.
And she turns and she
Aloof.
She'll put it on her hand.
So you're saying you walk away?
I'll walk away.
I'll walk away.
So, yeah, Grandpa, what does your detect magic eye see?
I don't know, DM. What did my detect magic eye see as we're walking towards where Cal said he saw things or heard things?
I mean, don't really see anything really. That guy, like, Jorgen was not lying. This place is a very simple farming town. They don't even seem to have like any magic items at all.
Oh well, Cal, I know our looking for some unusual mysteries, especially after what happened in Multhir, but I don't see anything magical in this building or any building we've passed by.
Like I
May just be a simple town. Maybe he is sick.
I never said it wasn't. I'm just trying.
Oh, of course, of course.
So I guess we knock and see if we, and I'll just him and I, can maybe fix it.
Yeah, we can try. Fortunately, I didn't prepare anything for curing diseases and stuff today, but we can give it our best.
We might be here a while, and maybe we'll
This
be
is
here
true.
for at least another day. I think.
Yeah, how is the weather, by the way?
It's
said it's
coming
still-
down pretty hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I smell for my things outside of the house?
Mhm.
They feed undead.
You don't smell anything
Except
All
Calendar.
right.
except for the
Those
sort
are-
of thin, reeking stench that is.
And also now, Grumbles is in there too.
And now
Yeah, 'cause he actually said-
he's fake. You
Oh,
can
that's
you
gonna
smell
be- I
a fake
haven't-
creature close to you.
I haven't used Divine Sense yet since Grumble's become a familiar. That's gonna be really weird. I knock on the door.
I mean, if we're trying to figure out what's going on without raising attention, I could send Grumbles in.
I mean, if he's just sick, like, we just knock on the door. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't...
Fair enough.
We'll see if someone answers.
I will also say, as somebody who spent a lot of their childhood indoors, due to sickness and frailty, it may be best to leave them alone.
Knock, knock, knock,
Yeah.
knock.
So
And she says...
as you knock on the door, you guys hear someone calling to you, and you turn around, and it is the constable. It's Constable Jordan.
Constable Jordan, these are my friends I told you about. This is Albedeus. He prefers to be called Grandpa.
Not even close, Cal, but thank you. Yes, you can call me Grandpa, and I reach out my hand for a handshake.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Albertatris.
How did you know my name?
How are you? How long have you been with the cult?
He's actually a mind flayer! Kill him!
Did he actually say my name right, or did he go off on one?
I assume
You
that
said
was
it
just
more
me
right
thinking-
than Cal.
Yeah, that's why I'm suspicious.
I assumed that.
Okay.
Saying it incorrectly, not Cal.
Albedeus.
Oh, okay.
Albedeus.
Okay.
Albedeatras.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You didn't say that.
You didn't even say the trust. You're like Albedeus.
Yeah, something
You
like
said
that.
Albedeatras.
Okay, I thought you-
That's
I
what
thought-
I assumed.
Sorry, I thought the character that you were, the NPC,
Yeah.
I thought Constable Jordan, like, said it correctly. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
No, I was
Roll
assuming
insight.
that.
Yeah. Initiative.
Unless he didn't say that, unless Cal did say it improperly, then he would have said that.
No,
Yeah.
I meant to say
I
it
just assumed
properly.
Ethan.
Okay, gotcha.
I assumed Ethan.
Sorry,
said it
confusion,
correctly, so-
confusion. Go on.
Alright.
This is, Mihi, and I'll
How
just...
about we do these introductions over at the tavern? Please.
Indoors.
let's
Not
go
in
that
the
way.
cold.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Starts making his way towards the tavern.
As we're going to the tavern, Lefis is gonna look to Caffrey and you want comedies that you say something ridiculous, lull them into a sense of security, then do something even worse. See, I said we would rule them like kings, but if I was going through all Yuan-Ti comedy, we would rule them like tyrants.
Oh, I get it.
I do not understand the humor.
Gabriel's just like, oh my god.
Real quick, I want to fall to the back of the group, and I'm gonna put my hand on Mihi's shoulder and kind of like pull us back behind the group.
Can you roll me a stealth check?
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Alright.
Just letting them walk past as we slow down.
So as you begin to do that, Jordan turns around and says, "No, please, you don't want to get too far behind. This storm is really bad."
Oh, well, we're right here. Like, I literally just fell to the back of the group, walking with him. I'm not trying to...
I know.
Okay, we're coming. Don't worry. I'm still walking.
Oh, wait. I don't want you guys to go too far.
I'm just gonna go back to the tavern.
The DM doesn't want you to have this conversation.
Okay, as we're walking towards the cavern, am I behind Caffriel? That's all I need to know.
Tavern.
As we're walking to the tavern, am I
It's a good
behind
idea.
Caffriel?
No, actually.
I just wanted to fall to the back of the group to throw a snowball at Caffriel. Please let me do this.
Oh my god!
That's all I wanted to do.
You piece of shit.
It's all
Sure,
I
why
wanted
not?
to
You're behind Capriel.
do. Okay, I want to throw a
Wait,
snowball.
let me roll insight.
Surprise attack!
I
Let me
feel
roll
used.
Because I would notice this sneaky shit.
You would.
You used me for snowball development.
Yes.
This is real D&D.
15.
Alright, do a deception check, I guess.
Okay.
Do an act naturally check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cal fails.
Chat, we don't fight
Oh,
monsters, we fight ourselves.
20!
Because we are the real monsters.
And I'm just gonna quickly huck the snowball. That's
13 plus dex.
13. No, it's a 15.
That's
It's
a
a 16. No.
If only you had asked. Only you had asked for guidance first.
Although-
I
technically-
forgot to cast blessing on myself. That was the plan.
Technically, if you're hidden, don't you get advantage on the attack?
No.
And I don't know. I'm just trying to hit her, not like break armor. But I just want to throw a snowball at Caffriel.
So
Well-
you take... So you kind of like watch as Capriel walks, and you quickly bend over, scoop up, crush it in your hand, and then you throw it, and when Capriel, you feel as a snowball whizzes by your face and lands a little bit off in the distance.
You yeeted when you should have Kobe'd.
I should have Kobe'd. Darn
You
it.
should have copied.
So she turns around and her face is dark with this weird eldritch energy and her eyes kind of gleam.
Ooh.
And her voice when she speaks is kind of two-toned and she's like, "The fuck you just try and do, motherfucker?"
It's just a snowball. It's just a prank.
Uh-huh. This
This
means
is gonna be the session. This is gonna be the session. Calling it now.
And I'll just continue walking.
We should wait till next week so Adam can look up a third-party guide on snowball fighting.
I just wanted to throw a snowball. We can get to the tavern, please, before she eldritch blasts me.
And
Oh, blast.
That does not hit my
she
eldritch
does
blast.
not hit.
No.
No.
Awful
It
with
hits me
snowballs.
instead.
So Capriel, as Cal starts to try to yep, we're just going now. We're moving. You quickly boom, shoot, boom, and throw it right at him, and you let go, and you didn't get that good proper pack in. So as you throw, it just in your hand, just maybe a little boop, boop, on his face, but not a full on snowball.
Wow, you both are terrible at this.
If I'd actually wanted to hit her, I would have. It was more of a warning shot to let her know that I know what she would actually be up to. This was a
You
preemptive
guys
strike.
you say this as you're walking in the door of the Pigpen Tavern.
Oh, darn. Okay, never mind.
Adam's no.
Yeah.
So we get to the tavern, and I'll sit down with.
So Jordan sits down and he's like, Cal was telling me yesterday that you guys ran into a couple people who used to live here in Wheatinham. Do you think I get their names? That way I can cross them off and make sure that, I sleep better at night.
Yes, it was Adrastus and his wife, and then unfortunately the father who did not make it through the cultist rituals.
That's a shame. That's quite a shame. But I'm glad to hear that Adrastus and his wife are doing well.
Did you know them well?
I knew them a little. As constable, I get to know the people living in this small town, but I don't get to know everybody. I knew his father more than I knew him personally. But his father was a friend of my father's.
Sorry for your loss.
It was bound to happen. He was getting old in years anyway. He was he was a tough old coot. Bet he preferred to go out in a weird, bizarre way than, in bed and sleep at night.
Speaking of being in bed, my grandpa and myself have some healing capabilities. We're going to try and talk to your sick friend you told me about.
Oh, that is not necessary. No, not necessary at all.
Insight check.
It just. All right, yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah, I was also gonna do that. I can give you advantage.
I'll do one as well.
Okay.
And
This one, I'm not gonna allow helping, but you can roll separately if you wish.
Yeah. 21.
6.
10.
All right.
Trying to figure out why it doesn't matter, but
it just seems like he doesn't want you guys to. As I look for Will's name, there we go. It just seems like he doesn't want you guys to disturb him. Really, like.
What?
How long has he been sick?
Oh, he's been not for too long. He's not sick for very long. When he is, maybe a couple days at most. Being this cold and blizzard outside, it's gonna give him an excuse to stay in bed and try to come out and do work. Like I was telling Cal yesterday, he's a stubborn one. He likes to do work.
That's terrible. Oh, Cal, hold on. What might he have? I've traveled along quite some time and seen many a disease.
Oh, it's just a common cold. Nothing too outrageous. Just bed rest and liquids is all he really needs.
Out of character, Cal told me that the guy said to only come out at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told the group that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then, why did you tell him to only come out at night if he has the common cold?
Because most people are working, and if he's gonna come out at all, might as well be when there's not many people out. He needs to stretch his legs every once in a while, but it's a small farming town. We don't want too many people getting sick, otherwise the main source of income for this town goes down. And as you can tell, us being so small, we don't have a lot.
Insight.
Get by.
Insight. 16.
Right.
You know what? I would like to, underneath the table, try and cast command without him noticing what I'm doing.
Alright, make me a, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand check? Yep.
Stealth.
well, this could go very poorly.
Stealth on this one.
Oh, stealth?
Oh
Sweet.
my god.
I rolled.
Well, you rolled it. Like, we'll just take the roll because that's just
Okay.
gonna happen anyway.
Oh, that's a nat 1 chat. That's a nat 1
It's
alert.
a natural one.
Not one. So
Nice.
as you start doing,
It's always authority figures.
yeah,
Always.
I think command does have semantic abilities, right?
I don't know.
Where command is not on your.
Let me check. I thought I had access to that spell.
It is verbal only.
Verbal. Oh, so verbal. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
it's the word. So I would just have to say the word. Then, right?
Yeah, so you'd be saying, you basically
so then I
say
guess-
whatever.
Yeah, you would
If you
think
could
you could do anything
If
what
you
you want.
could
Yeah.
just tell us the truth, and I'll cast command. DC 13 Wisdom save, I want to say. Let me double check.
Alright. So DC 13.
DC 13.
Always at
It
the
should be 8
years.
plus proficiency bonus plus charisma modifier.
Yep, so that's 13. 8 plus 2 plus 3 is 13, right? Let me make sure it's wisdom. Command is where? Yep, wisdom saving throw.
Let me read something. Let me read something real quick.
Okay.
It says you speak one word.
Yeah, and so I
Truth.
spoke the word. If you could just tell us the truth, and then I cast command like on truth.
Okay, on truth. Okay.
Yeah.
You see as when Cal says truth, you see as this his eyes go kind of like his eyes go like unfocused for like a second before they refocus again, and he goes well, he doesn't get along with many people. Last time anyone saw him, they attacked him, so we try to keep him out of sight when we can. And then he just shakes his head like, what? And he like looks like his eyes widen as he realizes what he has said.
Well, I guess he's no harm to anybody.
If you'll excuse me, I must go. And he gets up and starts walking away.
In that instance, I'm going to cast suggestion,
Oh my god.
and I'm going to use a sorcery point to give myself subtle casting, meaning I don't need the somatic components.
Alright.
So as he gets up to leave, Olympius is going to quickly run some honey over his lips as he says, No, please, stay, we're only trying to help.
What kind of saving throw is that?
That is a...
I would assume it's wisdom.
I believe it is. Yes, it is.
Mihi is very subconsciously
That is
playing
a
with
15. What is it? DC?
the bang over her burned eye during this conversation.
I think that's the save.
I think that's the DC.
I believe
Grandpa's
that's
just
the
rolling
DC.
his eyes at all this.
Yeah. So you say those words, and then like he stops for like a second, and he goes, "No, I must be off." And he goes, opens the door, and slams it behind him.
Damn it! Every time I use suggestion, it always fails.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you all gathered from what he said there at the end, but I can tell he is hiding something, and he explicitly does not want us going inside that house.
Yeah, he was lying when I asked about the cold and the...
Yes, I gathered as much too.
Do we think it's dangerous?
I mean,
What's
why
up
would
in
he
there?
go outside if he had a cold?
Exactly.
At all.
Also, specifically at night.
Look, I don't want to be a
It's
problem.
though.
I think we should leave as soon as possible. This is making me very uncomfortable.
I mean, we
Everything
can't
makes
until the
you
blizzard
uncomfortable.
is gone.
It's a little bit too close to home. A small town, a lying person in charge, somebody that looks different and nobody likes because of it.
Well, the constable said that he attacked people.
I thought he said the people attacked him.
That's what I heard.
What? Oh, sorry, I heard it backwards.
Yeah, he said that when that person left the house, he was attacked, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He said people attacked him when he had been outside the house before.
Well, at least the constable's protecting him.
They
How
always say that.
how is everybody treating Melody, by the way? Has she gotten a lot of, like, sideways glances?
I mean, people have kind of looked at, they don't really see many people with wings.
Yeah.
Well, especially she has a coat on now, so people can't even see.
She has a coat now,
anymore.
but before,
Yeah.
Before.
I mean, it's not like they're like giving her dirty looks or anything. It's mostly, I would say, probably just like they're curious.
Well, how about this? For curiosity's sake, we can simply do as Oliphius first mentioned and have Grumbles go in, possibly through the chimney, and take a look.
I agree.
Sounds like a good
Okay.
All right. First, due to the cold, would he be affected by the cold since he is Fey?
I mean, he still could.
I mean, like, lizard-wise.
He won't die.
That's
if
true.
He dies.
Wait a second.
He'll still be taking damage because he doesn't have the covering and protection that you guys have.
Okay.
Why didn't we do this back in Molthir when we needed to get into the shop?
Oh, I couldn't do that before.
Then you can now.
Yes.
Our skills have all been growing since we've been together.
Is this like a
speaking
lizard
of.
thing?
No.
No, okay.
Hey. Didn't you see the ritual he did the first day we were out on the road? He cast some spells on Grumbles.
I was driving the cart with you.
But that was out of character. I think that's when we stopped. Yeah.
You guys have
Yeah, I did the ritual when we stopped.
Oh. I think I was
And it was a 10-minute ritual.
Maybe. Cal doesn't know what it was.
Fair enough.
I would assume.
Alright, so, before we essentially have my best friend break into a house, do we want to find some rumors on this situation? Because if people attacked him, that means people saw him. And if people saw him, then that means there's probably some stories.
Let's just break in.
Alright.
I didn't.
I mean, it's just a... Maybe, can he... I don't know. It's just an animal going in there, right?
Crimes
lizard.
first, rumors later.
I would have thought it'd be the other way around, but alright.
I think we're all just a little cooped up and bored from being on the road.
I agree. I cast Fireball at the wall.
Fireball or firebolt?
Isn't that-
Ball. No, I don't have a third spell. Alright. Well, I guess I'll have to go put Grumbles on somewhere on the building and then come back and take control. Or at least be somewhere close.
Do we need this? Okay.
Alright, I will go to the house that we were at before. And, is the constable, like, hanging around there?
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Before he goes, I'm gonna go give Grumbles a little kiss on the forehead and cast guidance on him.
That is a 10.
The snow is so bad you can't really see too much. It doesn't appear that he's watching you, but you can't tell.
I mean, is he, like, there?
Oh no, he's not at the building.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna put Grumbles on the wall and tell if anyone's coming with me. Is anyone coming with me?
I'll go with you.
Oh, I'll go
Okay.
with you.
Alright, so once I cast this, I will not be able to see or hear anything from where I'm standing. But essentially I'll be seeing, hearing, and telling Grumbles what to do. So, Oliphius closes his eyes, and then when he opens them up, his eyes, at least the insides of them, look to be as if a hollow projection of Grumble's eyes is like inside his irises.
Ooh.
And Grumbles will start walking up the wall.
Alright. Can Grumbles make me a Constitution saving throw?
Yes, he hopefully can. I don't know what the Constitution saving throw of a
chameleon
lizard is.
I would say probably a -3.
It is a 0.
Oh.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know, I guess. That's weird. Chameleons are frail as shit.
Yeah, lizards are 2 hit points.
Oh.
And his little karate chop hands.
Oh, the first roll by Grumbles ever gets a natural 20.
Damage, though. It's still half damage. Grumbles is gonna take like 2
You
steps.
lucky fuck you.
It's a 1?
It's a 1. So Grumbles takes
Grumbles
1
will
point.
just start walking up when he gets
1
to
point
the
of cold
chimney.
damage, and suddenly just like
His little alien karate chop hands are like trembling,
Slowly
like.
getting icier.
Aww.
I'm so proud of
goes up
him.
slowly. And you watch. It eventually goes up the lattice, not lattice work, up the brickwork, up over into the chimney. The chimney does have a little bit of smoke coming out.
Oh.
That makes sense.
But he goes in. There's a lot of smoke, and you see as he starts crawling around, you command him to crawl so that way he won't be touching the fire.
Fire.
Too high. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he starts crawling, and then he
What
comes
does
up.
what does the room look like when he peers into it?
So he comes up from underneath. Can you have him roll a stealth check?
And remember, he has guidance in case you need it.
Okay, what does guidance do?
It adds a D4 if you want it.
Oh, okay.
Only one stealth check, right?
Huh? It's only on once, yeah.
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 Okay, it's a dexterity, so it's also +0. You know what? Fuck it, I'll take the +4, or plus D4.
Nice.
That's a 17.
17, that's pretty good.
Alright. So Grumbles comes up from underneath, poking his head, his eyes kind of looking around. And what you see inside, you see Constable Jordan inside.
Oh.
He seems to be sitting on what looks like to be a couch. And Grumbles looks around, looks over, and he sees what looks like to be a doorway going into another room. And the floor has like the floorboards are cracked. Like there's cracks in the floorboards. Yeah.
As in, like, weight has been placed on them?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, now, is it, like, is the pathway, like, would it be coming back towards us, or would it be going further away from us? Because I do have a limit on how much I can command him.
It would be going away from you a little bit, but it's not like hundreds of feet, so.
Yeah. Find familiar. I actually don't know the exact range.
I think it's 100 feet, yeah.
Okay. Okay. What am I currently at when it comes to feet?
You're currently at what looks like away from you, maybe 2 feet.
Really?
You're like up against the wall.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. So then he will crawl down and stick to the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And since he's a chameleon, can he change his color?
Sure.
Yeah.
He changes his color to kind of blend in a little better with the shadows of the wall, and you see as he crawls. He's not very fast. He's a
no, not at all.
Being. You see him crawl as he sticks to the shadows, goes around, goes underneath a table. It looks like there are broken chairs around the table except for one.
Okay.
He goes, climbs over, looks around. You see as Jordan is kind of like sticking inside. He kind of looks around every once in a while. And he sticks there. You hear him call out. You hear anybody? And you hear, no, I don't. crawls. And he gets to the door, and there's like a little bit of a gap, like enough for him to squeeze under.
I don't think he needs to squeeze under. I want him to just look down and through the gap.
So he looks underneath, and beneath the gap, you see like these what looks like to be these two giant feet and like hands.
He does have dark vision, by the way. 30 feet of it.
Okay, yeah, he sees two giant feet and hands as if someone's like kind of hunched over and kind of balancing themselves with their hands on the ground.
I will move him just a bit forward to try to get a better look.
All right, so he starts sticking his head underneath a little bit. He needs to go through completely before you can see the full picture. Get a little clarity of like feet.
I've already used the D4, guys. Do we need to?
Well,
you can
you
always
can
proof
bring
him back to
something,
you,
right?
can't you?
I'm just like, is Ollie telling us what Grumbles is seeing?
Oh yeah, I'm explaining everything that I see thus far.
If Grumbles dies, you can just resummon him, right?
True.
And also, I think, correct me if
costs
I'm wrong,
money.
if I'm familiar, you can just like, snap
I
your
can
fingers
bamf him
and
back to me, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wait, as long as he's within the radius.
But he is.
But yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I'm gonna make sure that his colors are swapped to what his current environment is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll advance just a tiny bit further in.
All right, make me another stealth check.
Come on, Grumbles, our boy!
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, because of the color change.
No.
Damn it!
I did think about it though. I want you to think about it. I genuinely think about it.
Now, do tiny creatures have better stealth?
Unless it specifically says otherwise, I would go with. I don't think that
I didn't know if size had anything to do with it in this game.
I don't think it does.
Well, it may not get advantage, but the DC be a little harder for them to spot him. We'll see. Ooh, that's not bad.
12.
It's not bad. It could be worse.
Kind of wish I would have saved that D4.
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Oh.
No. So, as Grumples slips underneath and looks around, he looks up and he sees what looks like to be a really big ogre in the middle of this kitchen, hunched over,
Okay.
kind of looking around.
That's all I need.
All right.
I explain.
Is that the one on the hands and knees?
Yeah, is that the one? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. It seems that there's an ogre. That the sick person is, well, an ogre.
Okay.
I'm curious as to why he would hide an ogre here. Maybe well, you know what?
Let's go back to the
He
tavern.
snaps, and then no one would see this, I imagine, but like Grumbles like dissolves into mist, and the mist coalesces back on his shoulder.
Cool.
Neat.
And once Grumbles is back on his shoulder, he puts him back into his cloak, and says, "I'm so happy you're safe, my friend," and starts heading back to the tavern.
I'll let
Super Spy Master Grumbles.
I can't believe Grumbles got a nat 20 on his first roll.
I'll let Ollie walk like 15 paces ahead. I'm glad you're okay.
Speaking of, I do need to roll. Nope, I'm fine.
Glad you're okay, Calf. Sorry I wasn't there.
Oh, it's fine. I'm okay. I'm glad you're okay too. I mean, seemed like everything was pretty uneventful.
Do we want to meddle in this business? It seems like he's just trying to take care of the ogre.
I don't think we need to. He's, like you said, the ogre was attacked when he left. He's got just the right to live here as anybody else in the village. He's not harming anybody.
Capriel kind of cocks her head. Can I roll insight to see if to see if I notice that feels different from before?
I like how you guys are like, Cal's racist to monsters, and I'm like, no, he was just killing people that he thought were gonna kill things again.
I haven't said anything about that.
You haven't said anything. Alex, and I think
Dirty 20.
Nice.
I mean,
So
I wouldn't imagine he was racist or anything.
I'm not lying. I honestly.
I know. Like, she just remembers before you guys split off, and then she sort of like
So I guess
weighs it against what you say now, and then she just sort of like shrugs to herself, and then says, "Yeah, he's got a right to live here." But it's sad that he has to live in the house, like, and never go outside.
I don't know what we can do about that.
I don't know why they attacked him.
Because he's an ogre.
Oh, I mean, he's an ogre.
They normally would kill cows, maybe kill some people, attack merchants. They're normally not a thing you want around the village. And we're saying, like, we'll say,
Then
as we're walking.
why? Yeah, like, then why is he here?
Maybe he doesn't want to do that. I've never really had a long conversation with an ogre, but I would imagine not all of them are. I would imagine not all ogres are like that. Some ogres do live in mountains and forests and generally not do anything to civilization, I guess I would say.
Also, who knows? Maybe he came across an ogre child and raised it? Seems like the people are more or less know about this boy, I guess is what you would call it. The son? I don't know how you would describe it.
We know about the ogre. I mean, we don't know that they might just be friends. Like, I don't know.
This doesn't seem like a problem, nor does it seem like a problem in general.
I mean, I would, like Capriel said, it would be nice if he could leave his house like any normal person, but I don't know how to fix that. I was mostly just interested because Jordan lied to me, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't the cult, on that nobody was being harmed, and I don't really know. Maybe Grandpa and Mihi might have a better idea. I think maybe this feels like something we should decide as more of a group.
I've said my piece. I merely want to leave as soon as possible.
We're stuck here for a few days anyway. And are we in the tavern yet? Back with Mihi and Grandpa?
I'd say about this time you would be, yeah.
Grandpa, Mihi.
Yes.
So, I'll like...
Back already.
Yep. We found an interesting development. It's an ogre living in that house. I'm saying this quietly, I'm stage whispering. So nobody...
That checks out. Still strikes very close to home.
What do you want to do about it then?
There's nothing to do. It's just a person living, and it's unfortunately a person who's misunderstood.
But do you...
Part of me wants to warn them so that they don't end up in the same situation I did.
We can do that if you want to.
I guess it's none of our business.
I'm good at a couple things, and one of them is sticking my horns in business that I'm not supposed to be involved in. If you want to warn them, we can warn them. I don't think it's fair that he has to live in his house and only get to leave at night. He's no different than the rest of us. He's not causing any harm.
In fact,
Well, as far as we know.
As far
Ogres
as
can be just as good as anybody else.
in fact, we don't even need to disturb him by kicking down the door in his house or anything. Mihi, you have that little spell you used while we were on the road to send messages.
I do.
Why don't you talk to him?
I could. How far away is the home?
It's like a block, right?
Pretty much everything in this town is like a block or
Yeah,
two
block.
away.
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
Very small town.
It's like a couple blocks away.
We've got that. We can grab the alcohol, ask him if he would like some company.
Message has a range of 120 feet.
You probably have to get a little closer.
I don't know if I want to bug him. It's likely he already knows.
Well then, I suppose we just wait out the blizzard and continue on to Base Mount if there's nothing we want to do about
If
this.
anything, yeah, I think I'd write him a letter and then leave it below the door.
Can you
Oh, that
message
works too.
Jordan though, and tell him that we're not? I just want to make sure he knows that we're not here to do any harm, and we didn't get to tell him that before he left. He seemed concerned.
I think it'd be better if we went and talked to him. Something tells me about the way that you and Oliphius left it. Or actually, I probably wouldn't have seen Oliphius' thing. Something tells me about the way that you left it. Thinks that more magic inside of his head is not the best idea.
That's a good idea. I'll go apologize to him then.
Okay, I think it can wait till tomorrow. No need to go out in the storm again.
Doesn't bother me. Got nothing better to do besides sit here, stare at a wall.
Enjoy each other's company, perhaps?
I can do that when I get back. It'll take 5 minutes.
Very well.
Yep. So you're heading over there then?
Yeah, I'll go to Jordan's house first.
Actually, can you wait to go until after I finish writing my letter?
Yeah, I'll take the letter there too.
Okay. I'll write a quick letter. I'll tell you what it says later, Adam.
Okay.
I'll go with Cal because Caffrel is bored.
So, as you guys, he finishes the letter, gives it to you, and Cal and Caffriel, you open the door, and then all of a sudden you see as this, what looks like to be elderly woman without, like, she's not wearing any, like, heavy gear. It looks like just basic traveling gear. As you open the door, she collapses onto the ground into the tavern.
Grandpa?
And
Yep.
we're gonna end the session for today.
Ah,
Unfortunate.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming in and watching us. I know we're cutting out a little
Oh,
early.
it's crazy.
But we have a couple people. We have someone who's leaving, and they need all the time they need. I feel to pack and get ready to go. So we'll see you guys on Friday when we'll probably be finishing up Duergar on Culture Build. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Until then, see ya.
Bye,
ya.
everyone. Thanks for tuning in.